Excellent. There I am. Hello! Welcome to Lobster Crossfire 8. We are almost ready for our first match out the gate. Thank you very much for tuning in. You are here for some lovely Splatoon dually squelcher action, and we are here to bring it to you. For anyone who doesn't know, the Lobster Crossfire is a Splat Zones tournament using the dually squelchers, one dually squelchers per team. We have our players ready to go, so I might have to jump into the standings and our player matchups in a little bit. I think we might just be about to start straight out the gate. I will just quickly see if the standings are updating correctly. Oh. There we go. Yep, okay, so we can kind of see them, but not really. If I scroll down a bit, we might be able to get a good look. There we go. So those are our teams. I do not have long to introduce them because already we are ready for our first match. But, just to let you know, Heisei Moto appear to be returning. Our previous champions, as well as Starburst, who have done an excellent job in this tournament before. We have quite the list of names on show, but our first match is going to be between Leo's Oomphies and Neon Palm Tree. So that is our first matchup we're going to be spectating here. Keep an eye on the top of the bracket here. These are going to be some of our stronger players making it through to round 3. Round 3 will be a spectacular match for sure. So let us jump into it. Here we go. We have our teams ready to rock and roll. Just gonna adjust the audio slightly. I'm having some weird audio issues lately, but you can let me know in chat if something is too loud or too quiet. In the meantime, we have some Splatoon action ready here. 24 seconds for our teams to start out. Neon Palm Tree, the Bravo team here. They are going to be quite the competitors, I imagine. We have seen... I'm trying to recall if we've seen some of these players before. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. But Leo's Oomphies, definitely recognize some names on that team. That is going to be quite the opening. Well, we don't have to wait any longer. Let's just jump right into it and see what we get. This is round 1. In our winners bracket, we play best of 5, so we will see at least 3 games of Splatoon here. We're starting with Piranha Pit. Let's have a look at these weapon compositions. Oh my goodness! This is unprecedented. I don't think we've ever seen a team full of dualies, let alone 3 dually squelchers on the same team before. But Neon Palm Tree, here to make it work. I'm a little skeptical about their offensive power. We've already seen 2 of them go down here. And that is the complete wipe. We are going to see, we've got a Squiffer, we've got a Rapid Blaster, Kenta Rapid to be specific. We're watching the vanilla dually squelchers right now, and a Neo Splash. Definitely has a lot more versatility in the team lineup, sorry. So I'm expecting to see some very strong play here from Neos to begin with. Neos? I'm going to just triple check. It is Leo's Oomphies. Leo's. I do love to see 3 dually squelchers in a single team composition. It is definitely interesting, but I do question the strategic benefits, and I'm ready to be proven wrong, but currently we have 0 splats on Neo Palm Trees. Just not a single one on the board yet. Hopefully they can with this flank. We've got the Inkstorm going out as well. One thing I will say, they have been able to stall the zone quite well despite the lack of splats, and now they're steamrolling through. This is what we wanted to see. As long as they're ganging up, they do have quite the range advantage over their opponent. And I do like seeing those Kenta Glugers making use of their special kit as well. So we might see some promising stuff from that player there. Alright, that is another wipe on Neon Palm Tree. They were not able to get a penalty on the board, unfortunately. This Rapid Blast is just going to be really bottlenecking the Neon Palm Trees. I do not think they're going to be able to make it back to the zone, and that will be the first round to Leo's Oomphies. I keep saying Mio, but it's Leo. Leo's Oomphies take the first round, just like that. Not hard to imagine why this has occurred. We do have quite an interesting weapon composition that wasn't quite able to get any of the splats it needed to capitalize. But will they keep it or will they change it out? It seems like we might at least be getting a substitution. Yes, we are. A substituted player could mean a very different weapon comp altogether. I'd be very surprised if we had 3 Dually Squelches again. But remains to be seen. We are going to Wahoo World now. Oh, an information war? Oh dear. Oh dear. That is unfortunate. Quad Dually Squelches would be... Before mechanics because of the quad dualies. Yeah. That is the case. Well, hopefully all the information is up to date now. We will see a bit more of a sufficient weapon composition. I don't mind the attempt there. Like, it's not a bad idea to go for dually squelches like that. I just feel like if you are going to pull off a comp like that, you need to know that your opponent's not going to be ready for it, and you need to be able to capitalize. So unfortunately, we didn't see that, but time will tell as to what we get in the future rounds. Yeah, double point sensor is definitely... I don't know. Like a single point sensor, absolutely, go for your life. But when you're running 2 or more point sensors, I think you're beginning to hit a point where your weapons are running out of offensive capabilities on their subs. That could just be me, but I personally wouldn't do it. Then again, yeah, worked very well against those dualies, so props to them. The thing about the dualies as well, and we'll have an... Oh, they've gone quad. They've gone quad. They are running the main power-up on 3 of the 4 to get the damage they need. But realistically, if the opponent can just surprise them before they can focus their fire, like, there's just not a lot you can do in response to that. We do have a Sorella coming out here as well from Leo's Hombres. This team name is not sticking in my mind. I imagine this is the Leo in question. We do have some successful splat assists coming out from the dually squelches here, but again, that point sensor is really just shutting down their point of entry, as Sky has mentioned. There's just not a lot of entry points for these dualies. They don't really have the tools to take them out without engaging them in close quarters. Already down to 33 points remaining. Neon Palm Trees really need to get some splats here if they're going to make this happen. Oh, but the reverse shot and being backed up by the dually squelches. There's 1 down on either side. Make that 2 dually squelches down on Neon Palm Tree. I don't think they can even make it back to the zone in time. They have almost got neutral. They did get neutral with the Ink Storms, but it is not going to be hard for the other team to quickly take that back. And Leo's squad takes it through to round 2. There's not a lot that we are seeing change here. I don't know if an extra dually squelcher was really the way to go on that one. Like, I feel like this weapon comp could work against some opponents, but the fact that we have the Sorella there and the Neo Splash really covering a good range of damage. Yeah, Brella Armor Sensor, that is absolutely a lockdown method that will shut down dualies in an instant. Your dually can't go anywhere because it's being tracked. It can't fight up close. It's just a hard time. Hard time. We're going to Inkblot Art Academy now. This is match point for Leo's team. We will see if there are any changes here from Neon Palm Tree's weapon composition. I am curious about this, because, like, it's very fun to be running quad dually squelches in a tournament that requires only 1. And, like, they're clearly getting their specials out quickly, despite running main power up on all their slots, at least in their mains. We could be having a lot of subs that we just don't know about. That is part of the downside of being able to see the weapon compositions, is that we can only see the mains that the teams are running. If we could somehow see, like, a point total for abilities, so, like, it says main power up 30 points, special charge up 25 points, something like that. That'd be really cool. It's a note for Splatoon 2. I'd like that. It's not happening at the moment. Absolutely not. Sky with the in-depth insight there in chat. Thank them for me. They are definitely helping me. Ooh, here we go. We do have some changes here. Neon Palm Trees now running a much more standard comp. We've got a Fire Fin, we've got a Neo Splash, and a Hero Roller, which is not something you see every day. Very exciting. Unfortunately, the Roller and Dualies are taken out early. Fire Fin pushed back. It just looks like they're not able to handle the offensive pressure being put out by Leo's team here. And this Brella is going to make it very hard for them to maneuver. We have 2 Dualie Squelches coming out from Leo's. But unfortunately with the Roller dropping in like that, without proper backup, it's just going to be hard for their opponent to really capitalize here. Specials are continually rolling through for Leo's. That's 2 down. Wonderful work with the Brella. We've seen Prochara on this channel before play some lovely flex weapons. And a great flank here as well is going to set them up to absolutely shut down any offense their opponent might have. This charge is done for. And just like that, they're pretty much cooked. Yep, that's a wipe. And we have 2 members firing at spawn. This is a bit of a skill mismatch, unfortunately. There is not much we can do here. I believe that is going to be Leo's with the clean sweep. Very quick. But it is double elimination. We may indeed see Neon Palm Trees later on, depending on what opponents they get in the losers bracket. You mustn't be discouraged. First round's always a bit of a crapshoot because it's randomly seeded. These things do just happen sometimes. Alright, well that clears that one up. First round over. Let's jump to the standings now and get a full look at all of our teams and see who we have on the roster today. Alright. Won't let me scroll until I do a refresh. That's just how it be. Alright, so looking at our teams here, we have Heisei Maido and BitClam in round 1. Heisei Maido are probably the team that have won Lobster Crossfire and its previous iterations the most. They are a very successful team, and they get very good results, especially with the Dualie Squelches. They are marvelous with those things. We have Jelly Squids. They're taking on a team here that I don't believe I've been provided a translation for. No, not yet, but Japan-based team for sure. We've just seen Leo's Neon Palm Tree versus Leo's Oomfies. That name is just not gonna stick in my head. I am sorry in advance. Luke at These Nuts is gonna be Leo's next opponent in round 2. We have Torp Blight. We've got Guldelucas, which could be Goal instead of Ghoul. I'm not entirely sure. They're taking on Starburst. That is a tough call early on. It's going to be very hard for Ghoul, but see how they do. And we've got the Agagaga Warriors, who will be taking on the winner of this set here. Okay. With that out the way, let's find out. Yeah, Suryu, absolutely. Suryu is the amazing Dualie Squelches player that is time and time again just absolutely smashed out this tournament. So, you know, I'm always up for a team challenging Heisei Maido, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for any team to take them on. We'll see how they do. Okay, with that all squared away, let us find out which team we might be spectating next. It seems like we're just having a bit of difficulty pushing through our round 1 games, but we will get to that soon. I do have the rosters here actually, so I can read out those player names if you'd like. Let's see, so... Ghoul de Lucas, we've got Wave on there, and Lucas. Those are the only 2 I have officially listed on my roster, but would not be surprised if there were more. Okay, well, we're still in this room. So I think we're just gonna jump into the round 2 spectate here, unless I hear something different. I see no reason not to stick with this team for now, at the very least. So we're going to be watching Leo's Oomphies take on their opponent for the next round, which, as we've already discussed, was... who was that? I'm gonna Luke at D's Nuts. We have 100T, Asuna, Messy Mike, and an Ellipses. Misa. I see. Alright, Sky with the inside intel. Love to see it. Okay, we're jumping into round 2 straight away. Just because we didn't leave the room, we are able to continue to spectate here. We are going to Muscle Forge Splat Zones. Nice to get a round 2 in so early. We might actually be able to get 2 round 2 matches here if we're lucky. We'll see how it pans out. It depends on how close these teams are. We shall see. So, we've got Leo's Oomphies in the alpha. Starburst vs Haisemaido will be excellent. That's squared up for round 3 if both of them make it through winners. So that should be quite in depth. We will definitely catch that match. I have no doubts in my mind that we will see that one on stream. Unless something happens. They have definitely competed before. Starburst and Haisemaido have definitely competed before. Maybe not here, but... yeah, no, I think it has happened here. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at our teams here. We've got Leo's running their first round comp here, as they were before. We have the Tri-Slosh, Vanilla Jr. and Kensa Gal, which is something we're seeing quite a bit of in Lobster Crossfire over the last few events. People just really like using that splash wall for zoning, and I cannot blame them. Ink Armor comes out early. Leo's not able to push up onto Luke at D's Nuts early on. I can't, in good faith, say Luke at D's Nuts more than a few times, so I'm just going to abbreviate that to Luke's team for now. We'll leave it at that, but yes, we have the Ink Armor returning here from Luke. They're already past the 50-point mark. Leo's Oomphies just not quite able to break out of Spawn here. We have the Dualies on flank, but they have been very much caught out with a 3v1. They're not going to be able to make it out here. They need to make sure they're not staggering themselves too much. They've only got 20 points left on the clock to keep in this round. And honestly, if they can't coordinate as a group, they're not going to be able to get that neutral. We do see the last-ditch effort push. The armor comes out as well, but unfortunately, they're not able to get any splats off it. And that is going to be round 1 to Luke's team. Just like that. Yeah, that was the set that made us have bracket resets. That is right. Now we have those. Yeah, the high-level Japanese pickup team is definitely one that I'm excited for. If we could get a translation for that, that'd be nice. Just so I can say it on stream at some point, because I have a feeling I'm gonna need to. Leo's Oomphies did just absolutely eat it to Luke, though. So we'll see how they hang on. Team Luke. We have seen some of these players before. I know we've seen Eclipse before, as well as Luke. I don't recognize Messy Mike and Low Tier God, but I do know for a fact that that team really coordinated well on that last match. Muscle Forge is definitely a map where you can get a system going and keep it powering forward. I just realized I could have said some really... I'm just going to move on. But the Reef is a bit of a larger map. It's a bit harder to maintain a system on. Zarigani? Zarigani? K52BS lag. Alright, well, we can maybe find out that later. Right now, we are in game 2 of this round. We don't have, we have the change to the Sorella again from Leo's Oomphies. That seems to be their go-to strategy. However, we have the Tri-Slosher changing out for the Soda Slosher here on Luke's team. Early neutral's been established, and looks like one has gone down on either side. Messy Mike's going to be able to get away with some very clutch speed swimming. Unfortunately, they've lost another ally and control of the zone. It's not going to be a huge point lead to start with, but we can at the very least take away from this that this will not be a one and done set. We are going to see some close games here. That is a complete wipe as I say that. Team Luke just descending down on Leo's. Let's see how Leo's readjust here. They do have the ability to coordinate and drop as a team. They've already taken out the Gal. The Tempter Missiles are going to scatter them a bit, but as long as they don't get too far apart, this armor will help as well. They are going to be able to get neutral and potentially cap here as well. They do. They lose 2 players in the process, which means they probably won't see much of a score increase. But getting that pick there from Leo on the Squiffer is definitely going to help them in gaining some momentum. Alright, that is 2 more down there. We've seen time and time again that Luke's team are able to just push in at a short notice and absolutely dive on a group of opponents. Do you spread out in this kind of a situation, or do you try and focus fire your damage and cut your losses? That is the decision that Leo's Umpies have to make right now. Looks like they're going for a gang up strat. They've got the armor to make it work. They are able to get the splat and control there. It is not that much of a lead difference, and that is 3 down. The first significant player difference we've seen in favor of Leo's. They could definitely take this one back. They are almost at the lead here. We have Henri just distracting to the side here. That's bought them the lead in spades, and they are getting quite the extension. Will they chase Henri, and for how long will Henri keep their attention? He's got at least 1 under their belt. The armor is going to keep them up as well, and we haven't seen anyone on Leo's team go down in quite some time. Another ink armor is coming out now. They're trying to use that ink armor to get the double burst. Doesn't quite land. They managed to trade out, and again we have 3 players down on Luke's team. Make that 4. That is looking like a KO in the making. I do not think we can get anyone from Luke's team make it back in time. They are rushing for it, but they are just taken off that ledge. That is going to be 1-all. Very exciting. We have a game on our hands here between these 2 teams. Definitely a closer match than the last one. That wasn't a absolute slaughter. We had splats coming out from both sides, but it seems like once Leo's Umfies were able to shut down Luke, they were able to maintain that control. The problem is, in the first game, they weren't ever able to shut them down, probably because of the map differences, if I had to guess. Muscle Forge being a lot harder to push on your opponent and get into that position. So the fact that they were indeed able to shut down the Luke defensive line meant that they were able to assert that pressure and keep it. So it will be interesting to see if that is a continuing trend moving forward. As we go to Wahoo World. Wahoo World is a bit more like Muscle Forge in how it's set up, at the very least. Especially in terms of how the zone is accessed. It's actually a bit harder to access than Muscle Forge, because while there are 4 entry points, they are not entirely secure. So it'll be interesting to see if we can see, again, Leo's Umfies trying to push back against that control and hold it, or if we're going to see a long time hold from the start. Definitely seems like the speed that is coming out of Luke's team is benefiting them, at least in the beginning of the match. Now, we do have a change to a Rapid Pro Deco on Prochara there. Seems to be the flex player is adapting to the opponent's strategy. I would definitely say the Brella helped them in the last match. We'll see if this is the right pick as well. They've already got 2 down. Can they capitalize? They've already got control. Their opponent is trying to get back up onto the ledge here, but I don't think they have any entry points at the moment. The control lock is on for Leo's Umfies. Will they be able to keep it? Yeah, it's kind of a mix. You're absolutely right there, Sky. There are elements of both. Ooh, as we are seeing, that is 3 down on Luke's team. It seems that Leo, once they get their lock on hold, they do not let go. They have not conceded a single player since they gained control of the zone. And they are planning to keep it that way. It looks like they're anticipating some kind of flank. They might be getting the call out for that. Booyah Bomb is going to be their last chance to get in here. Sloshing Machine takes out the dualies. They get neutral. Splashdown caps it. That is a excellent execution of take there. Luke's team perfectly executing the last-ditch special push. That is definitely a valuable strategy to be able to pull off in splat zones. We see it time and time again in these matches. If you're able to make those last-minute stops, you can really shift the tide of battle and keep yourself alive. One down on both teams at the moment. Those soda bombs bouncing all over the place and doing a ton of damage by the looks of things on those assists. Low tier god, how much special sub-saver are they running? I'm just a little curious here. A decent amount in subs, I would have to imagine, because I'm not seeing any of it on their mains. But they are just hucking those balls. Okay, we are nearing a decisive point here. We are about to see a lead change. I don't believe there are enough specials available for an instant flip, so it's going to be a hard-fought battle, but the Rapid Blast is able to just take out enough members on zone to get that flip at 1 point. That is incredible. That is what you want to see. Both teams with a large penalty and very small score margin. As we move into only the second half of this match, there's still 2 minutes 30 to go. That's incredible. What amazing efforts on these teams' behalves. The Booyah Bomb gonna probably get neutral here. And the splashdown follows it up. Yes, that is gonna be the recap and the penalty applied once again. However, it seems Leo's team is ready for it this time, so they do not concede as many members as they did last time. 2 splats, just like that, one after the other. That is going to be a loss of control. And with 2 minutes left, this is still anyone's game. That is another trade out there. Leo's Oompies able to maintain control throughout that fight. That is going to work well in their favor. Yeah, last-ditch effort. That would absolutely be reducing their sub cost. You are 100% right again. Ooh, there's the Booyah Bomb. The Splash Ball will not do much to defend against that. And that is, again, a retake. Both teams using their long-range weapons to try to fight over control without conceding player count. It's working pretty well for them. Splash Ball not getting the effectiveness they want. Those soda bombs are so devastating, though. They are being placed in perfect places. Just bouncing through the zone like that. Look at how frequent they are. They are absolutely devastating. The team cannot hope to stand on this zone, and a splashdown is going to recap again. That penalty is so high, my goodness. I don't think we're going to see a KO at this point. I don't think that's going to happen. But what is possible here is the overtake. Maybe we can get a KO. I don't know. Doesn't feel like it's necessary, but at this point, it looks like we're saving up for an overtime push. We've got the sub launcher ready to go for Henri. They are throwing it out right now. Don't know if they're throwing it in conjunction with anything. They're definitely going to get that Booyah Bomb, though. Yes, they do! Booyah Bomb used to cap the zone, but put them in a very vulnerable position. The bomb launcher easily able to take them out after that. And with just enough time to cinch this out before overtime, it's looking like Leo's team might be able to claw this one back. They're keeping them in a far distant place. It doesn't look like Luke is going to be able to access the zone in time. This looks like it might be it. They've got 2 ink armors ready to go as well. 1 and 2 are bursted. They're able to hold off for a decent amount of time. The lead take's coming and they get the KO. They've done it. What a round. This is round 2. Why is this happening in round 2? Oh my goodness. Oh, I didn't know that. Sky with the hard facts there. I am learning quite a bit. I knew there was a reason Fizzy Bomb had to be good, but I've never been good with it, so I didn't really give it much time. That's on me. Alright, well, with that, Leo's Oompies take the second point. We're gonna go into our 4th game here. This is gonna be match point for Leo's Oompies. After such a close back and forth. You don't usually see matches this close this early on. I'm really, really excited for this. Now, Mako Mart is a bit more brawly than what we've just seen. We're going to see close range weapons doing a lot more work here. With our last map, we had Booyah Bombs, We had soda bombs, we had splashdowns. We were doing a lot of unavoidable damage and long-range damage to the zone. This zone doesn't quite work like that. We have an inflatable barrier in the middle. We have such good flanking opportunities around the sides of this map. And we've got quite a lot of high and low ground dispersed throughout the area. So we're probably going to see different playstyles here. And potentially, a match is going to swing one way or the other much faster. We'll see how it goes. Alright, weapons. We're back to the Tri-Slosher. Makes sense. It worked well for them on Muscle Forge. Tri-Slosher on both teams, actually. Really making use of that close-range battling that I mentioned. Just really wanting to cover up those stacks. Makes a lot of sense. You get a lot of zone coverage from them as well. Yeah, definitely no long-range weapons in play here. We have a Junior versus Squiffer. Who wins this matchup? The Junior is just repainting and holding for points. It's a very good move, actually. With only a Squiffer to oppose you, you could easily keep up the turf advantage until respawn comes in. Ink Armor is, however, going to make things a bit harder, and Mike does go down here. Dually Squelches, of course, pushing in as they do. Zone control remains firmly neutral for the time being. A splat will definitely decide it, and it does. Oh, but 2 down on stack! Excellent shots by Zero there, able to take those out. Probably taking a bit of damage from a teammate already, but able to capitalize. And it is, again, Messy Mike on the Junior that is left standing. They're able to retreat this time because they had just recently respawned. But that does mean they are going to concede control of the zone for the first time here. And that will spell points for the opposing team. First time we've actually seen the baller in action there. Does manage to scare the opposing team off the stack. And again, we are left with 1 player remaining on Luke's team. Leo's team takes the lead here. Lovely work with that torpedo. Gonna make sure the opponent is absolutely beside themselves with all this frontal pressure. And we are seeing, again, Leo's iron grip over the zone here. They are not going to concede this easily. And with only 25 points remaining, the opposing team really needs to be busting out all their specials at the moment. Booyah Bomb comes in first. It's able to cap! They had members below the zone as well to get that. That is a nice penalty they bought themselves. If they could get some splats off this as well, they can shift the tide of battle. But unfortunately, I think they only got 1 out of that entire push, which is not going to be enough. Ooh, low tier god! Just managing to avoid that baller there. Doesn't land the shot and unfortunately gets done by a torpedo and the dualies. We almost had some kind of a change there, but it didn't quite pan out. Booyah Bomb's back and ready in action. We have an Inkstorm following it up as well. That will be enough for neutral, but if they can't get a pick, it will all be for naught. That is 3 down on Luke's team. Make that a wipe. Leo not willing to give that one up. I think that's going to be game, especially because we saw Luke's team spending so many specials on that last push. I do not think they have a chance of getting neutral here. And yet, what do I know? They got neutral. They did absolutely run for it, but they spent everything for it. There was no coming back from that. That is going to be Leo's Oomfies moving through to round 3. Congratulations to Luke at D's Nuts. You were able to get a round off your opponent, and you will be moving through to the losers bracket, where you may get a chance at redemption. Though be warned, the teams we have in this tournament today are nothing to snuff at. Losers bracket is gonna be hell to pay. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna back out of this lobby now. Let's go and have a look at our standings. See what we've got going on. Oh boy. Okay. The maps have been updated. Alright, so looking at our standings now. It's not going to let me scroll? It just doesn't let me scroll sometimes. Not today. There we go. Okay, great. We got it. Alright, so Heisei Maido, 3-0 against BitClam. We did anticipate that result. They're currently up against the Agaga Warriors. We have Starburst taking the 3-1 against Goldelucas. They were able to get a point off them though, so they will be a tough team to face for sure. Jelly Squids dropping the 0-3 against our Japanese pickup team, which we had the name of in chat earlier. They'll be up against Taunt Blight at the moment. I believe we're going to be waiting for Starburst versus the winner of this round 2 match. That just makes sense. Why wouldn't we want to catch that? We also have... we saw these 2 matches, so we're aware of that result. Okay, so we are moving through 11 teams in this Lobster Crossfire. Now, this is the first moment I've had to actually have a chat about this tournament. So for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, welcome to Lobster Crossfire. Lobster Crossfire is a Splat Zones only tournament where each team must have at least one Dually Squelcher on their team. They can pick either one, the custom or the vanilla. They have that option available to them. Do I have ice already? I might. Let's just have a look. Additionally, we have a limited map pool. There are 8 maps that are randomly selected from in each match. Afterwards, the map is removed from the pool, so you're not going to get the same map twice in one set. It is a double elimination tournament. You have a winner's bracket, which is best of 5, as we've been seeing thus far. The loser's bracket is best of 3. It keeps things moving quickly, but also makes it extra scary. It is very, very hard to stay up in the loser's bracket. It's just 1 or 2 slip-ups and you are out of there. So that is definitely something to be aware of. And then our grand final, we have a best of 7 for our final 2 teams. The winner of the loser's bracket versus the winner of the winner's bracket. Additionally, there are prizes. Our traditional prizes are cash money, with first prize being double that of second. Just double check that this has indeed remained unchanged. Yes, we have $80 US prize for the first team and a Sendo.Inc badge. We have a Lobster Crossfire Sendo badge. Sendao badge. Sendao? We have a badge which looks very nice on your profile. Definitely something you want to be winning. And the $40 US for the team in second. So there is quite a bit of cash on the line here. A nice way to make a bit of change here on a Friday evening if you are in America. Sendo. Okay, that makes sense. Or if you're in Australia like myself, it is a nice way to spend a Saturday day. Nice way to spend a Saturday. Excellent. So we're going to take a quick break here while we wait for the results. We are going to be spectating the round 3 match with Starburst. We don't know who their opponent is yet, but it's going to be either Agagaga or it's going to be Heisai Maido. I don't want to pick favorites, but one of those teams has won this tournament several times. I'm definitely expecting to see them. So we'll see how it goes. Regardless, we'll be back in just a little bit. Take this opportunity to grab some water, grab a snack, and get comfy. See you in a bit.
You have been listening to Prototype.
Okay, welcome back everyone. Thank you very much for waiting. We have some interesting results for you. We're going to quickly go over to the standings. Have a look here. And as you'll notice, the team that we expected to win the round 2 match did not. The Agagaga Warriors have taken a 3-1 against Heisei Maido. And so we are going to be spectating the Agagaga Warriors versus Starburst. Now, we don't know a lot about the Agagaga Warriors, but we're about to find out a lot about them because we have all the players ready to go for this round 3 match. In the meantime as well, we've had Luke at D's Nuts take out BitClam in loser's bracket. Golde Lucas have taken out Jelly Squids. Weirdly, I think that... Does that say 3-0? That's probably a bug. Heisei Maido are now going to have to face up against Neon Palm Tree, which is a big rip for them, but we'll see how that goes. Luke at D's Nuts have also taken out Torp Blight, so they are through to the losers quarterfinal, where they will face off against the loser of this match we are about to spectate. So that is very exciting there. We also have Leo's Oomphies. They have dropped against our Japanese pickup team. So our Japanese pickup team are going to go into the winners final against the winner of this match. So whoever wins this has a very mysterious team to go up against. A team we have not seen yet, and yet is clearly very, very strong. Though I feel like a lot of our heavy hitters were in the top half of the bracket. We'll find out as we move into our first game, Anchovy. Let's do it. Alright. Just double checking my microphone is working. My display is a bit messed up right now, so I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, so we have a Splat Zones on Anchovy. First time we've seen it today. We've got Starburst, a team we recognize quite well. We've had Starburst through this tournament a couple times now. They've even managed to win it on occasion. Bran being a particularly notable player. I believe Bran is the Dually Scorchers player, though I could be wrong on that. And I know nothing about Agagaga, but Agagaga, they're our alpha team. They are going to be bringing it after a very hot set against Heisei Maido. Alright. 10 seconds left until we get back into the Splatoon action. Yeah, I am also quite curious. Never mind, let's jump into it. And I hope it wasn't network connectivity issues, that would be terrible. Okay. Let's have a look at our team comps here. Agagaga and Starburst. Alright. Agagaga, we've got Firefin, we've got a tent. That is very surprising. A Neo Splash. Whereas here on Starburst, we've got the Enzap, we've got the Firefin, we've got the Squeezer. Getting some nice representation there. That is one of the branded squeezes, though the exact brand is escaping me. I don't know if that's the Novo. I don't think it's Novo. Either way. We have Agagaga already getting the 3 down. That tent being quite a brutal push onto the platform there. From GM Shadow. GM Shadow? I'll go with that. Jackpot versus Starburst. Okay. Point taken. Yeah, we don't have any splats on Starburst at the moment. We're already at the 50-point mark. They have finally taken out someone on the Dually Squelchers there. And the Inkstorm is going to allow them a nice safe push in. The tent keeps Shadow safe. But are they going to be able to maintain control over the zone? With those bubbles going over, it seems unlikely. Yeah, the bubbles. Instant pop if you can get them all the way across the zone. And the Ultra Stab is taken out, which means Starburst are going to be in control of this map for the first time on this match. Neo Splash is still in there though, and causing them a lot of strife. Not quite able to land a penalty on there, but the Bomb Rush here might be able to do some damage. getting some long-range throws, and ooh, they have a close-range opponent to deal with. Manages to take them out with the assistance of the tent, and Legend is in a good place to push back in. They have control once more, the Agagaga Legends. We don't know exactly what their strong suit is yet, but at the moment they seem to be pushing quite hard and fast against Starburst. We're having a hard time getting picks. I'll be frank, I don't even know which of these teams is Jackpot. I mean, is Agagaga Legends Jackpot, or is that a different team in the bracket? Don't 100% know. Let's take a moment. Well, we've got a Dually Squelchers fight here between Bran and I don't know who the Dually Squelcher is for Agagaga, but they managed to win out. Unfortunately, they were taken out themselves, leaving a very... Wait, hang on. What am I getting confused by here? These are the Dualies. Bran isn't running the Dualies. I see. Oh, the Squelcher? Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, good. Alright, so Bran isn't the one on the Dualies. We've got this player here who is doing a great job just diving around the zone, keeping the opponent nice and distracted, using those bombs as an excellent deterrent. Legend trying to find a way in with the Neo Splash, using those burst bombs just to find an opponent, but not quite able to land a mark. We are going to see a lead change here as Starburst are back in control, as you'd expect from a team as powerful as this. They've got bubbles resting below drop as well, which means the sniper is not going to be able to drop in and get close. They might be able to get a KO here unless the opponent can really make some money moves happen. The Dualies are both taken out. They are rushing the zone, but they are too slow. Those bubbles really proving to be a detriment. And that is going to be Starburst taking round 1. Shadow's playing the Squelchers. That makes sense. No, wait, Shadow was on the tent, right? Yeah, Shadow was on the tent. Unless that is also Shadow on the Dualies. You know what? I don't know. Maybe that is Shadow. Goodness, it is hard sometimes. Actually, you know what? I have a roster available to me. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's see what our roster reveals to us. So on Starburst, we have Bran, Ice, Jared, and Biscuit. So just looking at that, I know who Bran is, but Ice, Jared, and Biscuit, pretty hard to pick, unless they've changed roster. Actually, I think this roster might be out of date, because I'll be frank with you, that doesn't look like the team that I have on my list. Regardless, we'll just leave that for a moment. The Agagaga Warriors, we've got Leafy, Q, Shadow, Legend, and Exy. Name memeing is Shadow. Fair enough. That is possible. Who could say? Who could say? We're moving on to Wahoo World now. We had some nice back and forth at the start of that match, but I've got to say, I really admire Starburst's tactical prowess. They were able to play some specials and subs in some really annoying spots that prevented Agagaga from actually playing on the map. Like, if they can keep that up on this map, there are some pretty significant pressure points you can apply pressure to get some results. However, we have an E-leader coming out here from Q. Nicholas switching to the custom jet with a Stingray focus. Pretty standard to see a switch to longer range on this map. Being able to control the zone without having to stand on it is quite powerful. Leafy is the CDS. Thank you for the info in chat odds. Very much appreciated. We have 3 down already on Agagaga. Seems their early push against Starburst may have been a flash of lightning in a bottle, but now that lightning is out of the bottle, they are having a hard time getting back into it. Nicholas applying pressure with that Stingray on the main approach, manages to get an assist on the far side, which is always fun to see. And they are maintaining control. If they don't drop any members, I don't see a way the opponent could get control back. They're pushing in with the tent now, but it's been destroyed early. Bomb Rush is going to apply a lot of pressure to the zone and does recap, despite not getting a splat, as I mentioned. The thing that I said was not the truth. That is what I've learned today. Alright. Nicholas anticipating the stamp coming in. They dodge the throw. Ren and Nicholas able to avoid that one. The tent is coming in from the left side. They're going to be able to protect themselves from the bomb there. But the opponent is focusing more on the Stingray. And because of that, they're going to lose control of the zone temporarily. And a lovely flank by Ariana is going to get them a splat, maybe two if they can catch the jet out as well, but definitely gain them control over this map. Unless Nicholas able to get the counter shot there. I really thought Nicholas would have been taken out next, but it seems like they were not able to find them. The Ultra Stamp does finally do some damage, does go down. You don't see an Ultra Stamp often in Lobster Crossfire. I'm excited to have it on play here today. Definitely good to see it getting some use. Tries to land the tap shots with the E-Leader, but unfortunately they're not able to do it. And that is going to be Leafy escaping there with the CDS. They are finally taken out, but not without a significant number of casualties for the opponent. And the penalty is applied. It's not much of a penalty, but we're halfway through the match, and Agagaga Legends do not have many points on the board at the moment. They're going to really need to step up their splat if they're going to make this happen. Just looking at their splat assists now, significantly lower than their opponents. They're going to need to step that one up for sure if they want to be able to get control over the zone. They've picked it up now. I wonder how long they'll be able to hold it. Not for much longer, especially with those bubbles moving across the mid. That is going to be neutral. And the retake. That's a lovely ink mine there from Q. Love to see that clever play. Gets the tap shot and finishes them with the mine. That is going to be control to them again. They have the tools to retake the zone here, but if they're not able to get the splats, they're not going to be able to keep it. So they really need to work on that. Make the sign-up question, who's your VDS? Yeah, look, really, we should be able to tell. The main problem here is that when players don't use the names that are on the roster, I just don't know what to refer to this player as. Like, sure, that's Leafy. Probably. Okay, we have them on quite a forward flank. It seems like the rest of the team on Agagaga is pushing around the side. The Stingray is ready and prepared for that. And Inkstorm might be able to apply a bit of pressure. They are able to get neutral. If they can get a cap, that will be a significant penalty. But a burst bomb from a distance. Or was that a burst bomb, or was that a regular bomb on a canopy? That might have actually been a regular bomb landing on the shield umbrella canopy. They do get a penalty applied, but it is not much for an entire wipe. That is going to make things very difficult. They have one last chance to gain control of the map here. They get control over the zone again, but they really need the points, and to get the points, they need the splats. They've got the Ultra Stamp in the pocket. If they can land a solid yeet with that, they might be able to make something happen. Q's going to push forward with the E-Leader here and try and trap their opponent out. Inkstorm's coming out as well. They are gaining points, and they do get a snipe. That is promising. We've got double flanking over with armor on the left side here. That could cause problems, but it seems they've dropped down. The bombs are not going to be enough to establish neutral. This timer has been ticking down quite rapidly. At this point, only 10 points the difference, but the bubbles and the Stingray come out now with the Inkstorm. The special push, will it be enough? No, the Ink Mines save it! The Ink Mines get them the lead! The retake doesn't happen, and the Ultra Stamp yeet is enough! Leafy is Ariana? Why would you do this to me? I mean, thank you for the info, but like, what a last minute overtake. That is why you run Ink Mines on splat zones. If your opponent thinks they can get a last second overtake, you just make sure that the zone flips itself back. You can just focus on combat. You don't need to take that hit. It is Jared? Okay, we're getting confirmation from the chat that that is Jared with the name that is not using the Romanji character set. Is that the right word? No, that's not the right word. Roman... Is it just Roman letters? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not an expert on linguistics. What I am an expert on is the fact that this game is now 2 points to start. Oh wait, no, that was a last minute overtake by Agagaga Legends, so it is now 1-1 in this set. Keep in mind, Agagaga Legends took a 3-1 victory over Heisei Maido the long-running champion of this tournament. They have the most wins out of any team in Lobster Crossfire. So for them to take them out, we've got to consider both of these teams to be quite the powerhouses. Be interesting to see how they square up, and if Heisei Maido should happen to win the losers bracket, or at least get to the losers final, they'll be taking on whoever wins out of these whoever loses out of these two teams. So we're probably going to see quite the combination of sets here from these teams. We're moving on to the Reef now. The Reef being a lot more open as far as these maps go. Combat doesn't become as much of an essential component to taking over the zones here because we have two of them. You can grab neutral pretty quickly. Okay, here we go. Looking at our weapons, I don't believe we have any major changes here. Bran bringing out that Kensagal that they are well known for. And we have 2 down, 3 down on Agagaga. No, that's not Agagaga with the 3 down. That is the wipe on Starburst as Agagaga push forward into the car park. They are perusing the map at the moment, just trying to gain a good set of positions while their opponent is on respawn. I don't think we've had any... Oh no, there's an effort of entry there. Booyah Bomb is definitely going to split their defense. And because of that, the remaining member is taken out. And we have Starburst with a very decisive retake. I say decisive, but they have lost 2 members somehow. I didn't see exactly where that happened. We have the Brella pushing across the bottom. That tent proving to be quite a critical part of Agagaga Legend's strategy in this match. Starburst finally in control, but not for very long. They managed to get a long-range pick there with the squeezer, landing those tap shots quite effectively. Connor doing a great job backing up the team there. The Dually Squelch is able to land a lot of shots, but not super high damage, so having some tap shots from a distance really helps to halve the opponent's health pool, and make sure that they get the quick splat on their opponent. We are less than 10 points away from the lead take. Booyah Bomb's coming in to secure it. Doesn't quite land where they're thinking, but it does manage to take the lead regardless. Tentamissiles landing on that Booyah Bomb, but Bran managing to stay alive with the use of the Splash Wall. Very effective on that front, and they are continuing their lead. We have 2 members from Agagaga pushing around the side on flank, but unfortunately they lose their Dually Squelches early. Bran's able to move out and retake. Oh, but the drop from the bridge! They were ready for it. The Splash Wall goes up, and the Splash Wall again proving a critical part of the offense here for Starburst. We've seen them use it quite effectively in the past. They know where they need to place it to defend their team without wasting too much time or ink. Alright, Bomb Rush coming out now. That should be enough to maintain neutral for a little bit of time. While they get the snipes, and they do, they manage to grab control. And, ooh, Bran doesn't land from that Booyah Bomb in time. And that is the double snipe from the Firefin on cue there. That is going to put them in good standing to clear through their penalty. But with 2 minutes left, is that going to be enough time for them to pull a lead take together? They have the Ultra Stamp in the back pocket. Neo Splash almost has special as well. There we go. That's 3 specials ready for Agagaga. Their opponent has busted out their Ink Armor early. We have the Squeezer with special ready as well. The Bomb Rush coming in as the counter. There's the Booyah Bomb. That is the devastating one. That is going to be the retake there and a penalty applied. Starburst, while they've committed a lot of resources to that, they have enough time spent on the clock that they can afford to go a bit all out here. Any delay they can cause their opponent here could potentially be game-winning, as long as they don't get stuck in an overtime situation. We have approximately 50 points left on the timer before a KO. Much less for a lead take. It looks like Agagaga are in a strong position here. They've got 2 specials ready to go. They're going to bust out the missiles early, just to get that recon. Does also force the opponent's hand. However, Starburst were ready to move in. They grab neutral first and foremost, and then they go for the splats, but unfortunately they're trading out more than they are winning. The Ultra Stamp is going to come through here as well. That is going to clean up the rest of that fight. And that is going to be Agagaga with the net control here. Unfortunately, another penalty being applied means they're going to have to work a bit harder to get that lead that they so desperately want. The Ink Mines going out over the zones is going to apply them a lot of leniency in terms of maintaining control over these zones. Shadow placing just the perfect time to counter that bomb. Making sure their movement lines stay open. That's some very clever play. We are now less than 10 points away from a lead take. Starburst know it, and they are rushing in, especially because they're aware there could be Ink Mines here. They know it happened last time. Ultra Stamp is ready to defend, though. Starburst only have Brand left. That is not going to be enough. Agagaga pushing hard and fast. They are so close to the lead take, and they grab it. They have the lead, and with a massive penalty left on Starburst, they are likely to win this one outright. They could potentially even get a KO here, and they do. That was some excellent defense there. Great work from the tent. Running those, and I believe it was the tent and... No, the tent's the one with the ink mines. Tent just placing the ink mines on the zone, make sure they have enough ink to defend, and as soon as the opponent decide to drop down with their all-in push, just Ultra Stamp cleared out the rest of them. There's some great work there by Shadow. Alright, that is now 2 points to Agagaga. 1 point to Starburst. Agagaga are 1 point away from the winner's final against our Japanese pickup team. They are going to be very excited to get through to that if they can make it. Let's see, do we have... We had the team. Zarigani, I believe is the pickup team. They are currently waiting in the winner's final for the result of this match. We're going to Manta Maria. This is a map that Starburst typically do quite well on. They know how to play this map. They've got a lot of experience with it. And they've got a lot of points in it as well. Zarigani? Am I saying that wrong? I might be saying that wrong. That's okay. I'll take a moment to acknowledge that I am Australian. And I say things in an Australian accent. It is unavoidable. And part of the nature of culture. That is just how the world works. Okay, we've got Shadow taking a bit of time to ready up here. I wonder if they're going to stick with the tent for this map. I feel like it's not as effective here. Manta Maria is typically a map where you need to have a lot more agility. That is something that the tent lacks. Especially when you've got a tent moving slowly over a big old zone. Opponent just chucks a bomb on it and can do some massive damage if you are hiding under that canopy. So they will need to be careful if they make that selection. And they do. Both teams running the Firefin Charger now. Additionally to that, I don't believe we have any major changes here. Connor moving back to the squeezer. Gonna try and make that one work for them. Alright, Firefin for both teams getting set up nice and early. Let's see who pushes their opponent's charger first. It looks like Agagaga with the player disadvantage early on. They've lost 2. Though they are quite staggered. Looks like Starburst just... Well, Agagaga not taking any chances with this. We've got Legend just hanging around the back here, waiting for an opportune moment to push in. They have their Bomb Rush ready to go as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that coming out in the next 5 seconds. Although the point sensor might slow that down. No, they do use the bomb launcher, but they are taken down very quickly with some lovely shots from the Dually Squelcher there. And Point Sense is doing a great job in determining whether these Brella pushes are fake or not. They can just throw one point sensor at a Brella canopy and figure out how many squids are hiding under it. It is very opportune. Alright, Bomb Rush coming out from Starburst. They're going to be able to maintain control there. They haven't taken a penalty on board yet. Though Legend, using the Bomb Rush second, is going to be able to put some serious pressure onto their opponent. Starburst are down a member, and there is the penalty. That is the penalty applied. That being said, they cost them quite a bit. We've just got Shadow and Legend hanging off the top here alone. The opponent knows where they are, and they've taken out Shadow already. Legend doing a good job staying alive on this map so far. They've been moving around quite well. They've been picking their fights quite well. But unfortunately, their opponent has just been so headstrong that they haven't been given many opportunities to push in. They're going to try the bomb rush here now to get neutral. Bombs are landing in the right places. They've managed to grab control. The bomb rush definitely aided by the rest of the team pushing up at the same time. That is good team coordination, knowing that you have that bomb coverage. But the tent canopy there, just going to be cutting off that point of entry. And we've got the ink mines out as well, just to create those extra little pockets of safety. Does manage to shut down Bran, especially with the ink mine shutting down their movement. Agigaga getting close to taking the lead here. We have one member of Starburst on respawn. Ooh, beg your pardon. That is going to be lead take right there. The 5N just holding on to their special at the moment. They don't really have much of an opportunity to throw that one out. As it currently stands, Agigaga moving through to taking the round point here, unless these specials can do the difference. We have the bubbles coming out, we have the armor coming out as well. They've got all the specials in place, but they're not landing any splats. That is devastating. If they don't get some splats now, it is going to be all over. Connor trying to burst that bubble, but doesn't manage to land it. Does get a splat there, is going to buy the neutral, but with the wipe, that is going to be the Agigaga Legends moving through the Winners Grand Final after taking out both Heisei Maido and Starburst, the two favorites for the tournament. That is incredible to see. Where did this team come from? I mean, I know a lot of these players are quite well known, but my goodness. They have not participated in a Lobster Crossfire that I have commentated on before, and yet they are wrecking shop today. They have managed to take that one in a 3-1. That is going to be them moving through to Winners Final. Hopefully we will join them there. Okay, let's have a look at the rest of our standings while we process what we just saw. That was quite the set, my goodness. Alright. Just taking a moment to interact with our standings here. Alright, here's what we've got. The Agigaga Warriors are moving through. Jackpot actually won the 4v4 dually scored just before. I see. Is there a reason that they're Jackpot but they signed up as the Agigaga Warriors? Is there a reason for that, or is it just to make me look silly? Because I don't know. I don't know. We'll just leave it at bay there. But good to have that information from chat. I am a liar and I spread information on the regular, apparently. Okay. So, we have our Winners Final match set up here. That is going to be the match we try and watch. So we'll see. Jackpot disbanded. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for that intel. I don't keep up on the NA teams as much as I probably should. That's on me. Technically a pickup. Okay, well. We've got 2 pickups in our Winners Final at this point. Starburst are going to be taking on Luke at D's Nuts. Going to be a tough match for Luke, but we'll see how they pan out. And Heisei Maido been taking on Gu de Lucas. Don't know how that one has progressed yet, but we will see what results we look at soon. For the meantime, we have 2 teams here to spectate for our Winners Final. So let's get them added and ready to go. I think I need to add them. Potential. I've got a lot of delay on my stream view today. Regardless, let's send out a friend request. Okay. All right. And okay. Great. Friend request sent. That will make things easier. Got a little Judd. Lovely. Alright. So with that squared away, We just need to wait for the room to get started up, and we will have our winners final for you. I don't imagine that's going to take too long. Okay. Lovely. Alright, so it looks like we have our room almost ready to go. That's a different room. Alright. Right. I have sent a friend request as well. Who is hosting? Gotta figure that one out. Alright. Yeah, chat's really helping me out today. I don't keep up on my Splatoon team news lately, especially not ones from overseas. So that's on me, but I do know the game strategy quite well. So that I can provide some insight on. It's nice to get the intel, but good to know I can also be here to provide a lovely Splatoon experience. Alright. Just waiting on that room. Okay. Room is up. I have the password. Great stuff. There we go. Alright. So winners final. If you win this, you are guaranteed some prize money because you are going straight to the grand final. Additionally, you have the bracket reset on your side. If you win this, you have a bit of a safety life in the grand final. So winning this match is pretty huge. Additionally, it means that you don't have to risk going to loser's bracket. So, it will be interesting to see our Zadigani team, because we don't know much about them at all. We know that they have a pretty high team power. We got, I think, one of their squad scores, and it was like 2850 or something like that. So, a very strong team. And they seem to have adapted quite well to Lobster Crossfire to make it this far. So, it'll be interesting to see what strategy they bring to the table. And it will be interesting to see what their players are like. I'm just going to be using weapon names to refer to them throughout the matches. Apologies in advance. I would love, love, love to be able to read Japanese, but unfortunately my brain is not very good at languages. As I mentioned earlier with the whole linguistics and the characters that I mentioned. Okay, we're just waiting on 2 more players here and we will be ready to get started. Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations for sticking with Duolingo. I definitely tried, but I didn't get super far. I'm just not compatible with learning language. So, for anyone who is, or for anyone who just puts in the effort to make it work for them, good on you. That is a skill, and that takes a lot of work to develop. So, well done. Oh. I thought I heard a noise, but it was my Switch fan getting particularly rowdy and raucous. Okay. What have I been pinged for? Am I in the wrong room? I didn't think I was in the wrong room. I'm pretty sure I'm in the right room already. I think I'm already here. Conversationally fluent in Spanish. My goodness! Trilingual. Amazing. That takes some serious effort. Well done. Oh, right. I see. I see why I've been pinged, because their in-game names are here. I'm not going to know which is which, though. Yeah, I appreciate the effort, but I'm not going to be able to figure that one out. I mean, we'll get by. We'll get by. Yuri, Kijima, please, and penalty. Okay, I know which one penalty is. The rest I am not going to have a good time with. But very much appreciated regardless. Like, those names look a lot longer than what I would expect as well. Like, from my understanding, Yuri should be 2 characters, right? From what I understand about how Japanese is... I mean, like, they're a different character. I don't know. What do I know? What I do know is we're going to Mako Mart. This is the winner's final. The winner of this is going through to the grand final, guaranteeing themselves some prize money and guaranteeing themselves a shot at the title and at the Sendo badge, which is always a nice thing to get. Those are quite well recognized at this point. Mako Mart, very chaotic map to start on. I believe we've already seen Agagag Legends. Was this the one they lost? This might have been the one they lost, maybe. Unless I'm getting this confused with the previous set. The lobster badge is quite nice. Little lobster. And it's like aquatic themed, so it's good. It's good stuff. Alright, here we go. Round 1 of the winner's final. Let's see how our teams do. Ooh, that was a bit jumpy. Hopefully that doesn't happen too much. Yeah, let's see what they've got. Alright, having a look at the weapon compositions there. Meant to be like Mr. Krabs. Maybe. Okay, Leafy with some booyahs early on, but is taken out. Oh, I get you. That's what it's meant to be like Mr. Krabs. I don't know why they're called Agagaga Legends, but they are. We'll have to ask them afterwards if that is why they went for that. Regardless, early on here we have a good amount of control for our JP team. Zarigani. They are holding quite well here. We've got some specials coming in here that might disrupt that hold. But generally, this Splash Neo is just hanging around being an absolute menace. They have yet to be unseated from this position. They're keeping their special in their pocket. Agaga Legends are just having a hard time breaking through here. Leafy tries to land some drop shots, but unfortunately their opponent gets away from them. They sneak to the back of the zone. That's going to be enough to get neutral. Will they be able to cap it as well? Yes, they will with the suction bombs. A great last-ditch effort there, sneaking around the side. And a 75-point penalty, while it is the highest penalty you can get, may not be enough to stop their opponent from getting a knockout here. Remains to be seen. Leafy with some excellent shots from the dually squelches there, landing those splats from below stack. Definitely with some teammate help as well, but amazing work there. That is definitely putting them back in this. They've got the Tenta missiles in their pocket as well. They're probably saving those for a time where their opponent gets a bit more aggressive. We've got Zarigani pushing around the side. They've noticed that they have an opponent pushing on them. But Agaga Legends, they've got 4 specials just in their pocket. They're probably going to throw them out within the next 5 seconds just to make sure that they can maintain control over the whole map. And they do. They absolutely just launch everything they have at this. But the Booyah Bomb cancels all of it! The Booyah Bomb eats every bomb. It eats every well, it ate up the Ultra Stamp. That is an amazing last-minute display there. Managing to face down 4 specials and keep it alive. I really thought we were heading for a KO there, but Zarigani pushing back quite strong, quite hard, keeping themselves in this match as well. I will say the Agaga Warriors, they've been playing quite hard and fast here. They are already halfway through their penalty. They are not conceding much ground when they don't have to. Their opponent much more focused on playing defensively, especially with the lead that they have. Though the lead not as comfortable as it was 2 minutes ago. Alright, Zadigani pushing around the side. It's 2 players up on each side, but they've managed to reclaim control. That is the jump out there from the Firefin, making the wise decision to bail out there. We have the Kentagal pushing up nice and far onto the inflatable cover, but unfortunately not able to get a pick from there. First time I'm noticing actually that that's an Explosher on Zadigani as well. Not something we've seen all day today, but seems to be working quite effectively for their team in conjunction with the Kentagal. A lovely yeet, doesn't quite land any damage, but a very good throw nonetheless. Shadow's gonna have to back up here. Booyah Bomb not quite enough to control on its own, and the follow-up is enough. The Ink Mine not maintaining control because it wasn't under the Booyah Bomb. Alright, we've got a minute left in this match. Still a significant penalty on the board for the Agaga Warriors. Shadow just yeeting at point-blank range. The first yeet we've seen connect today. And look at that, they've pushed over stack and they've managed to grab a wipe. They have 2 specials on standby, 1 ready to go. They're going to use all of these to maintain control here, and their opponent is not close to a Booyah Bomb yet. Which means that it is going to be difficult for them to cancel out what their opponent is cooking. That being said, all specials are coming online now. There's the Booyah Bomb ready to go. The Bomb Rush is going to cancel out the player who threw it. No, they managed to drop down the side! Is that drop roll won't work, or is that just a dodge roll? I didn't quite notice what it was. Regardless, we are... No, I was going to say we're holding neutral, but it looks like Zadaagi managing to... Zadagadi? I've already forgotten that. Managing to grab that at the last second and hold neutral for the rest of the match. That is going to be round 1. Firmly taken by Zadigani. My goodness, I am not remembering that name well. Zadigani taking round 1 there. I mean, not hard to see why. The special play was incredible on that one. The Booyah Bomb cancelling out 3 specials for the last minute overtake, and a very strong opening was enough to earn them that match. Moving on to Wahoo World now, and again, this is a map that can be won by a strong opening. So I'd be a little nervous if I was the Agaga Warriors. They absolutely got, Agaga Legends. They absolutely got this far for a reason. They've taken out some pretty strong competition, and they clearly have the strats to make it all the way. Man, it is interesting to see this combination of weapons in play. Not a combination of weapons we usually see in Lobster Crossfire, but I am happy for the variety. Okay, round 2, we have the E-Leader coming back out again, and the Custom Jet coming out again. This seems to be a pretty common rotate for these players. Running the Stingray on this map seems to be just very favourable. Got the Kentagal pushing around early, trying to get some picks. Unfortunately, doesn't make the impact they probably would have liked to. While that will give them control of the zone, the player disadvantage, combined with this tent canopy pushing in, is going to make it very hard for Zadigani to hold on. I'm just going to have to write that down. My goodness. They do lose some players on the back, however. The flank seems to be successful, and the Agaga Warriors are now the ones on the back foot. Tentamissile comes out, but doesn't find any significant targets. They've almost got it built up again already. You gotta love how quickly the Dually Squelches build up special. They can be really impactful at the right moments. Lots of players going down there. Zadigani maintaining control, however. Very nice jump there, managing to just take that risk, knowing that their E-Leader on the opponent's side wasn't in position to camp that. We do have 2 members down now on Zadigani. The Splash Wall make it hard to flank around, but Levy pushing through regardless. They have managed to push out, and that is going to be an Ultra Stamp splat there on the side. Almost gets the yeet as well, but doesn't quite land it. Q getting some callouts of some potential flanking. They're using their E-leader to keep a nice perimeter here. And the point sensor also going to give them a bit of a call out on their opponent as they super jump. Q's going to jump in place. An interesting play. It's going to keep them alive from that Stingray. That is something I do not see very often. It has kept them up, but unfortunately they have lost a significant number of players just before they were able to get lead again. Ultra Stamp is going to be able to shut down a push here, although the trade makes it a bit irrelevant. Hopefully they can get a good yeet so it's not wasted. Oh, they don't! Unfortunately, the jump doesn't land in time. They're not able to get a good yeet there. However, they do get a pretty heavy shotgun shot to the back of that squid. That is going to gain them control over the zone once more. Not too much penalty between them and lead, and we are only halfway through this match. So this is still anyone's game. Leafy trying to get a surprise flank off here, doesn't quite land it, so they're going to use the Tentamissiles to delay their opponent. They only need to buy themselves a little bit more time. They actually managed to get a splat with the Tentamissiles. That is going to be lead to them. A valiant sacrifice there. Splash Ball is going to allow Zadigani to push in quite heavily. However, they're not able to take the lead back immediately, and because of that, the Ultra Stamp is able to push in and get a lovely trade that is just going to buy more time for the Agaga Warriors. I think they're finally going to get shut down here, but already we have a massive penalty and a significant point difference in play now. Zadigani are going to need to effectively lock out their opponent if they want to be able to take the lead without risking an overtime play. They're going to try and do that with the Stingray. Stingray does manage to land the hits. Amazing job there. Stingray, a devastating weapon in the right hands, especially a jet that is designed for charging up that Stingray. Penalty's pretty much cleared now. Ironically, penalty on Zadigani, pushed forward quite far, manages to get a trade with only 10 points between them and the lead. The Inkstorm is rolling out now. Will they be able to do enough of a difference? The Suction Bomb Rush is going to delay the opponent from entering the zone. That is going to be the lead take there, and with so few points between them and a knockout, it is going to end dramatically. Zadigani, 2 points. 1 point away from the winners' grand final. 1 point away from taking winners and moving to grand final. Whoa. We're seeing some significant back and forth between these teams. Both of them seem to be very adept at long holds. Because of that, we're getting some quite big penalties in play, but realistically, getting a long hold and then one penalty and then clearing it is a lot faster than getting a lot of little penalties, because it means your points are being constantly stalled by those penalties. Zadigani are primed to taking this tournament. They've taken out... they haven't had to face off against Starburst or Heisei Maido. Heisei Maido might be a team that they're quite adept against. It is currently 2-0. We have 2-0 in favor of Zadigani. Agaga Legends yet to get a point on the board. Tic Tac Yo, welcome to the chat. Tic Tac, that's up to the people on the Discord if you want to organize that. I am just in charge of streaming the primary matches. If you want to jump on the Discord, the Lobster Crossfire Discord, which anyone is welcome to join, there is information there and places where you can ask for streaming permissions. Alright, moving on. Here we go. We have very little changes in terms of weapons. Penalty running the Tri-Slusher for this map. And we have a Vanilla Jet. That's a Tentamissiles and... I believe that's Tentamissiles and Toxic Mist. Something we have not seen so far this tournament. But could be very effective in the right hands. Alright, 5-fin Splatter Scope on cue. We've seen them do some great work with this thing so far. Unfortunately, that's too many burst bombs for them to avoid. They are going to get taken out there by Penalty. And I believe Penalty had some backup as well. It's looking pretty damning. Not able to get a trade there, unfortunately, so that is going to be 3 down for Zadigani. Agaga Legends in a much stronger position now than they were at the start. They're holding on to 2 specials. They've got the Ultra Stamp ready on the lift here in case someone tries to make a quick push over it, and they have a Bomb Rush to shut down any kind of dramatic turf pressure. However, it doesn't pan out. 2 members go off to the side and are not able to take out the member who is Booyah bombing, and because of that, they lose all control of the map. They still have some specials on hand, but unfortunately, with 1 misplay, that is going to be a significant loss in territory control and a significant penalty for them to overcome. Splash Wall's going to keep Q nice and safe while they get the Burst Bomb out and moving. Sorry, the Suction Bomb Rush, not Burst Bomb. It's bought them a bit of space. They've only got 1 member left to defeat and they know exactly where they are. They're probably going to throw out the Tenta Missiles now just as a distraction to keep them alive. Not only that, but Legend getting marked is going to mean that Legend gets taken out. What should have been a push to get a wipe on the opponent has instead quickly flipped back into Zadigani's favor. Zadigani doing some excellent work here in maintaining control of the map despite losing players. That's how you win games, people. That is how you win games. Penalty pushes over the Splash Wall. Brutal, and manages to get a trade out as well. That is really going to extend their lead here. Leafy's going to have a hard time getting a pick with so few team members by their side. They are able to keep themselves up at the very least, but not for long enough. Penalty is just into the opponent's grill. Splash Wall don't work against the Tri-Slosher, especially not one that has the high ground. That's just a good rule of thumb. They are 5 points away. I think this is it. KO goes to them, and Zadigani with the 3-0 put themselves in the grand final. Have they even dropped a round yet? I'm a little curious. Let's have a look at what that does to the standings here. Well, we'll check out the stats first. It's always nice to see the stats. There we go. Look at that. Honestly, the splats are pretty even there. Just comes down to some very good play on Zadigani to maintain control despite not having the player advantage. Very well done. Alright, now we will go have a look at the standings. See where they are at. So, with that out of the way, we are done with the winner's bracket. Zadigani are moving through to the grand final slot here. The Agaga Warriors are going to move down to losers finals, where they will have to face the winner of the losers bracket. Here we have Starburst taking the 2-0 against Luke at D's Nuts. Last time, I will have to say that all stream. We know their names are Yuri, Kijima, Please, and Penalty, and that's about it. Their squelcher was really good. The Jet does not often get that much play, but I was very excited to see it done that well. We currently have Heisei Maido versus Starburst in Losers 4. Has that match started yet? I have one of the players added from that match. I'm going to see if I can join it. Might be able to get in and spectate if I'm lucky. Let's have a look. Love to be able to catch this match. 2 champions of this before. Oh yes, I have the password. I do have the password. Okay, great. So let's just quickly see if I can jump into this. Alright. We're going to try and jump into the losers semi here. It's 2 very standout teams. So hopefully we can catch them before they start their set. Fingers crossed. Excellent, we're in. Yes. Great stuff. Alright, so we are now moving through to the losers bracket. Change of rule, this is going to be best of 3. So these teams have a lot less chances to stay in this tournament. This is Heisei Maido versus Starburst. 2 teams that have won Lobster Crossfire multiple times. Heisei Maido, I would say the champion team of this tournament. They've won the most. But Starburst, definitely the strongest NA team that we usually have through here. That being said, the Agaga Warriors today, previously known as Jackpot, very strong team as well. They've done a wonderful job here in this tournament. Alright, so we've made it through to losers. Let's jump into our lobby here. Boop, there we go. Losers bracket. So this is best of 3. It's going to be over very quickly. And these are some very, very strong teams. We've had some close matches between these teams in the past. So get excited for this one. Of particular note, Sui is, I believe it's Sui, is the incredibly strong Dually Squelches player. I believe best Dually Squelches in the world at some point. I don't know if that still holds true, but they were definitely the strongest at some point. And their prowess in this tournament has always been a sight to behold. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Get hyped, everyone. Get hydrated. We are in the closing moments of this tournament. The closing hour, as it were. We've got losers semis, losers final, and then the grand final. So we are now watching the 4 strongest teams left in this tournament facing off for their chance at some prize money, a lovely Sendo badge, and the title of Lobster Crossfire champions. Or as I'm going to say, King Lobsters. King Lobsters? Is a King Lobster a thing? Is that a good pun? I don't think it is. We'll move on. That's fine. Alright, here we go. Inkblot Art Academy to start with. A favourite of some of our players here. Alright. Looking at our weapon comps, it's pretty familiar. It's pretty standard stuff. Starburst running their standard comp. Hysamito also running a standard comp. You've got the Splash Neo and the Armor Zap. Like, it's common. That's just how you do it. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you, Yay, in chat. Yay, our lovely tournament organizer and moderator. Without Yay, this tournament would not happen. Alright, both the N-Zaps go down early. That is going to leave things nice and neutral. Ooh, but the squeezer being picked off there means that this Suction Rush is going to go fairly unopposed. Dually Squelches try to jump over and take him out, but they don't quite make the distance. They drop early, and that is going to be early control for Hysamito. These veterans have battled on this field a lot of times. They know what their opponent likes to run, and they know what works. That being said, both of these are pretty typical NA compositions. I'm used to seeing Hysamito with something a bit different, though keeping in mind that Hysamito do not always run with the same roster, and we are due to see changes because of that. Okay. A lovely pick off there. Starburst in lead at the moment, but it won't be hard for Hysamito to take control back. They do land it. Unfortunately, not able to land the snipe on the Dualies, however. Dualies very much known for being a difficult target for a charger to hit, just because they can dodge roll just before you release that shot and cause you to miss. Oh, excellent. Good to know. Thanks for the heads up, Sky, our expert for stats in this stream. You can trust everything they say. They are the expert on these player stats. Hysamito not able to maintain control for too long here. Starburst are pushing them back pretty repeatedly, even when they fall to a play disadvantage. The Suction Bomb Rush might not be enough to land some picks either. In fact, they're being fired at from both sides here. Our Splash Neo is going to have to be very careful about how they re-enter. Ooh, Burst Bomb does land the shot. That is very good. That is going to buy them a bit of control here. They catch out the Dualies as well, but not before being sniped by Nick on the Fire Fin. We have the custom Dually Squelches playing a very aggressive roll up the front here from Hysamito. That is going to be buying them plenty of points. In fact, it buys them the lead. Very well done from that player to not only buy themselves time up the top there, but also to stay alive from it, to escape that fight and be able to help out with the next team fight. That is what you want your Dualies player to be doing. You want them to be annoying when your opponent's at a disadvantage, and you want them to be safe when your opponent is pushing strong. Oh, a lovely shot there. This is expert Dually Squelches play. This is what we love to see. As soon as they knew that last shot was going to land, they dodge rolled out of there. They wasted no time in that engagement. Inkstorm coming out across the platform as well. That's going to make it pretty hard for the opponent to push in safely. We can see the Tenta missiles coming out from the side of the platform there from Starburst. They've managed to take out 2 players. They should be able to get control here, especially with the 2 specials. Make that 3 specials they have launched at this platform. They managed to find the Enzap as well, and that is going to be Starburst with a solid control over the zone. Now the question is, will they be able to push up, or are they going to have to play it from back here? Let's find out. Ooh, the point difference is not close enough. That is going to be cap to Hysamaido. Suction bombs are going to stop Bran from re-entering by the fast track as well. In fact, those suction bombs are just keeping Bran out of this fight altogether. The armor does keep them up and alive, but does not help them get any picks over the zone. That Inkstorm is going to buy additional time for Hysamaido. They don't need a KO at this point, but any second they can buy themselves are seconds worth spending. I have just dropped my Pro Controller on the floor. Okay, just gonna pick that up. Alright. 25 seconds left. We have the Firefin taking shots from above. Yeah, this is the first round of losers, so there are no scores on the board yet. Starburst have taken out 2 of Hysamaido. If they can take out a third, they might be able to take this round. They do find the third. The Firefin is out at the back. They're throwing the bombs in an effort to shut this game down early, but with all of Starburst in position, throwing specials, I think we're going to see some overtime here. How long can they hold it, though? They only need to hold it for 16 points. It's a nothing margin. The Nero Splash trying to pick off Bran from the side. Doesn't land. Only 6 points left. The bubbles are... Oh my goodness, the bubbles are a decent effort, but they're not enough. The ink comes from underneath and just switches the zone at the last second. That is going to be Hysamaido taking the first round with a 4-point difference. I didn't actually see how they got that last cap there. I have to assume they had a special to push out ink that quickly, but I didn't see what it was. Maybe they threw suction bombs at bubbles. If they suction rushed those bubbles, that would have been devastating. Oh boy. Well, we'll have to look at a replay another time to see how that one panned out. But in the meantime, we are going back to Muscle Forge Fitness. These 2 teams are crazy to watch. They are so closely balanced here. We always get close matches out of these 2. They're almost rivals, in a sense. And we knew we'd be seeing them face off at some point, though honestly, I thought we'd be seeing them face off in the grand finals. But one of these teams ain't gonna make it. Potentially both of them might not make it at this point. They are currently in the 3rd place spots. Whoever loses this will drop to 4th for our tournament. Crazy to think that either Starburst or Hysamaido are going to come 4th in this tournament, but that's what we're looking at right now. Alright, round 2. This is set point to Hysamaido. If they can win this, they are through to the losers final. That is what is at stake here. Starburst have 2 games before they can get to that position. We have the Bamboozler and the Nautilus coming out. We have not seen these so far today. That is an interesting choice. There's a quick look at the specials for you there. The subs and the mains on their abilities. Armor comes out early for Starburst. They're looking for some early picks and they find the dualies there. The E-Leader is going to be hanging back though, so they're going to be under constant fire until they can take out the rest of their opponent's front line. They managed to take out the E-Leader. I believe that was the Bamboozler that landed those shots. That is going to be huge for them because their opponent now has no backline protection. They're going to be able to push in very strongly on their opponent. This is what you like to see. Alright. Hysamaido having a hard time re-entering here. They know it's not safe for them to push over that bridge at the moment, so they're playing it nice and cautiously. They've got an Inkstorm pushing over with Ink Armor. Hopefully they can get a pick off the back here. Ooh, misses the snipe. Misses another snipe, unfortunately. This E-Leader not landing some critical shots. Finally gets a hit in. Fortunately, the rest of the team was able to pick it up for them. We see already Heisamaido gaining points on the scoreboard there. They got 3 down, I believe, in that engagement, which is going to be enough for them to potentially get to 50 remaining before their opponent has enough specials to push back in. Ooh, actually, Ink Armor and Tentamissiles come out earlier than I expected. That is going to be a nice shutdown. 1 down on either team. More Tentamissiles going to apply a lot of pressure to Heisamaido, which means we're probably going to see a flip. Ooh, but not in the way I expected. Great work from the Nero Splash there, using the Burst Bomb effectively to get a few extra points. We do reach that 50 mark. And oh, the Bamboozler tries their best to cap, but unfortunately they are taken out. Their team able to pick up the pieces. Heisamaido down to 2 players. And unfortunately, those 2 players are in a disadvantageous position. They are taken out as well. Bran able to sweep around with their teammate there. That is a wipe on Heisamaido, which means this penalty is going to be cleared for Starburst. Starburst in a strong position now. They have their Inkjet ready. They have their Tentamissiles ready. They're also sitting on Ink Armor now as well. In fact, they're probably going to do an Armor Jet here to maintain their lead. They do, but unfortunately their offensive push forward leaves the zone exposed and they get a penalty applied. Now they're scrambling to get back on the zone. They're taken out by the E-Leader. That is incredible work by Heisamaido. Spotting the specials on the defensive line, they just pushed past them, grabbed the zone, and then trapped them while they were confused. Heisamaido earning that take there. That's very good. Yeah, it's crazy to me that one of these teams is going to be 4. It is crazy. Like, they are such good teams. Heisamaido taking the lead here. They barely have control over the zone. A very clever push is all it will take to get neutral. They managed to reach it, but Starburst losing 2 players means that they are looking very dire here. Only 15 points between them and being knocked out of this tournament. They have only 1 special to make it across with, and I don't think it's the right special to make it happen. They're not able to get the picks, and that is Heisamaido eliminating Starburst from this tournament. What a devastating result for Starburst. I mean, amazing work by Heisamaido. It is not hard to see why they are the reigning champions of this tournament. Even though they don't have a splat advantage on that scoreboard there, they just absolutely knew how to take out their opponent. They pushed underneath. They were able to take out their opponent, they ignore their specials, and then trap them when they weren't prepared. That's incredible stuff. Tic Tac, thank you for the hydrate. I could definitely use that. Thank you very much. Okay. So with that out of the way, we'll have a quick dip out to our standings. We don't need to go there for long because this was really the only match we needed to see. Well, because yeah, we know what comes next. With Heisamaido moving on, they will be taking on the Agagiga Warriors. Who previously took them out in round 3 of this tournament in a 3-1. Now, interestingly, with a 3-1, both teams able to score points here in a loser's bracket format. If that 1 comes first and then another sneaky 1 gets taken in, that's all you need to win the set. So it is very possible that either of these teams could make it through to our grand final. Winning this match will guarantee you some prize money. Winning this match will guarantee you a chance to take on Zanigati. Zanigati, I believe? I'm going to keep forgetting it. I don't have a brain that remembers Japanese names yet, but we'll get that. It probably won't be a sweep, especially because, yeah, Agagiga Warriors are the ones who placed the first time. In fact, we could probably get a prediction going as well. We've got enough people in chat. Just give me a moment to check in on Captain's chat and see who is going to set up the room. Okay, that is the room there. Do I have someone on the Agagiga Warriors? I don't actually know if I do. I'm going to just quickly check my friends list as well while we jump into preparing for the next match. I will try and get a prediction up, but it is a loser's match, so unfortunately it's very hard for me to get that prediction ready before it's over. We'll see how it goes. Alright, don't want that. Need to send a friend request. Yeah, I need to send a friend request, unfortunately. That will take me a moment. Excellent. Okay, friend request sent. Lovely. Unable to find user? Did I get it wrong? Might have gotten it wrong. Okay, friend request sent. Hopefully I got it right that time. Nope, this user is not accepting friend request potentially. No, Agagaga is not a Japanese team. They were Jackpot. If you're familiar with Jackpot, that is who the Agagaga legends are. So, that is who we are dealing with. I was not able to send a friend request. So, I'm just gonna... Wait. Yeah, no, I wasn't able to send a friend request, so... Oh, no, I'm not using that. Right, that is what I have to send a friend request to. Alright, give me a moment, please. Send that friend request out. Usually I appreciate it if our players can send me the friend request, so that I don't have to do it while I'm running a stream, but with our players at a high tension situation in the tournament, I'm happy to make do so that they can stay prepared. Okay. I'm in speed mode for friend request. Excellent. I think I nailed it. There we go. Friend request sent. Lovely. And with that, we should be able to get into the match. Excellent stuff. Alright, so we are going to move through to... Oh, wrong button. We are moving through to the losers final now. This will determine our third place team and also determine who gets a shot at Zanigati. Alright. There we go. Excellent. There's... Alright, we are in. Hopefully they waited for me. We'll find out very shortly. Okay. Excellent, here we go. Oh yeah, tweet it out, absolutely. Alright, let's go to here. See if I can get a poll out quickly enough. Start a prediction. Alright. I should probably ready up as well. Or... Gaga Legends. Alright. You have... I'll be generous. I'll give you a minute. Got it. Alright. You have 1 minute to decide. Who will win? Prediction is live. Who's it gonna be? We are on Muscle Forge Fitness here. You'll have a bit of a chance to catch some comps. It's gonna be close. Both of these teams have been quite powerful tonight. And while Agagaga Legends were able to beat Hisamido earlier, it was not a clean sweep. Alright, Hisamido running the double armor zap and fire fin combo for Muscle Forge. Interesting choice considering that they won their earlier Muscle Forge with a different comp, but maybe they're just more prepared for their opponent. Maybe they know who they're up against. We have the classic tent coming out here for the Agaga Legends, and we've seen that do wonders previously, but will it do wonders on Muscle Forge? That we are yet to see. Okay. Here we go. The predictions are in. I think it was pretty split from when I last checked it. Okay, we have an Ultra Stamp. Moving around the side does manage to trick them up. Well done on Shadow to actually land that. And they're also able to burst those suction bombs with their tent shield. That is going to give them control over the zone. Amazing work there by Shadow to keep control despite the opponent's suction rush. Ooh, they are taken down by the flanking Suey. Hardly surprising, that is what the Dually Squelchers are good at, is getting a good long-range flank with that long-range weaponry. Also, Suey's great at snapping some shots and then ducking out to a different objective. They are very evasive in that sense, very hard to pin down. Double Zap is hard countering 10. Yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. They know what they're in for. Okay, Hisamido in control once again. They have no penalty and only one opponent to track down. Very damaged. That is going to take down Leafy. 40 points left in it. Are they going to get to a KO? It's looking pretty likely at this point. We will have to wait and see. Hisamido haven't had a chance to fight against the Japanese pickup team of Zanigiri? I'm gonna keep forgetting that. But they are eager for it, just knocking the opponent out in an instant. Look at how green that map is. Look at how green that gosh dang map is. Alright, it's looking good for Sky in chat. That is Hisamido with a point on the board. They know what their opponent likes to run now. And those splats certainly tell a story, don't they? My goodness. I wonder if the tent's going to continue to see use considering the hard counter from Hisamido. Time will tell. We move on to Manta Maria. This could be it. Yeah, exactly. Those suctions are definitely eating through that tent. Tent cannot play under their canopy because of how many suction bombs there are. And CDS bomb as well, you're absolutely right. There is no safe place for that tent to stand. It's too much insta-death damage all around them. Alright, moving through. Hisamido taking a bit of time with their weapon comp here. But we are ready to go. Manta Maria, typically a map that needs a lot more agility, a lot more ability to maneuver your strategy. You can't just lock out your opponent here, because they will jump over you and take you out if you try that. No comp change from Hisamido. No comp change from either team. I mean, it makes sense. Maybe we'll have some ability changes. Let's have a quick look. Alright, moving into range here. Early comp, early cap doesn't go to either team. They're going to keep it neutral to start with. Hisamido pushing over with the armor early on. Tries to land some shots. It is currently 1-0 to Hisamido. This is the loser's bracket though, so if Hisamido take it, they have won themselves a spot in the grand final. That is all they need to do to make this happen. Alright, Legend on the Agagiga Legends. It's looking tough for them to push in. They have taken out one opponent and they have the suction rush over the zones. They might be able to get control here, and they do. Question is, are they going to be able to keep it? Their opponent has been pretty good at uprooting the Agagaga defensive line. And with this Inkstorm moving over and 2 other specials ready to go. Yeah, they're too focused on their defense to keep the zones their color. They're not going to be able to get as much points. I don't believe there is a 3rd place prize. I could be wrong. I don't believe there is a prize for 3rd place in this tournament. You've got to make it to Grands if you want to be enumerated for your time. Although, one could argue that playing Splatoon is a prize in its own. So making it to 3rd place is quite fun on its own right. Alright, Haisamido, they've chewed through their penalty at this point. The splats are looking pretty flat across the board. No one's going too ham at the moment, though we are only 2 minutes in. Alright. Ooh, a lovely job there. A splat bomb onto the back of a splash ball is going to end that suction rush early. Very well played. That could have been devastating for Haisamido, but it has been shut down very quickly. Exactly. Chat gets it. Chat gets it. Alright, that is going to be control for the Agagaga Warriors. They are chewing through their penalty now. We have Sui up top being quite the nuisance for Leafy. Having the high ground there, able to land those shots a bit further than their opponent. And the bombs are coming in. The Inkstorm is coming in. Oh, a lovely pick by Leafy there. Managing to get that angle. That is a tough angle to pick. That is going to be the lead for the Agagaga Warriors. Thank you, thank you. Alright. Haisamido do get control. Oh no, they don't! They almost get control back, but it is not quite theirs yet. That penalty is yet to be applied. They keep sneaking out a little bit of ink. That is finally going to be a penalty on the board there. But Haisamido, down to 2 players. The Firefin's going to have a hard time defending itself in the mid here. They are taken out by the dualies on Leafy. And that is going to be control back to the Agagaga Legends. With only 1:50 on the clock, if Agagaga can extend their lead here by a little bit, they might be able to lock this one away and bring it to a Game 3. Winner take all for the losers bracket. That would be something. Leafy holding onto those Tenta missiles until right now when they think they need them the most. Gives their teams the callouts, which is always handy. They're able to keep control for a bit longer. They're almost through that penalty, but not quite able to do it. The Inkstorm rolls over and Haisamido push. And when they push, they cover the ground in ink. They have so much ink coverage on their team. They are able to absolutely shut their opponent down. Sui manages to trade out there on the super jump with only 1 member left for, I mean, I'm gonna say Agagaga Legends. I know they were jackpot, but I gotta say what I gotta say. They are not going to be able to maintain control, and they are not going to be able to assert any control over the mid. That is going to be, ooh, a last-minute stall, but it is not enough. Haisamido regain control. 45 seconds left on the clock. This is looking pretty dire for the Agagaga Legends. They are throwing their suction bombs out now, trying to land some hits. Potentially get a sneaky bomb splat, but it is not happening. One N-Zap goes down for Haisamido, but the other is just cleaning up shop. There is no method of entry here for the Agagaga Legends. Haisamido push hard. They push real hard. Gets a splat out the back. They are splitting the opponent's offensive line. There is no way that Agagaga are going to be able to get back in control in these 10 seconds. That is a KO and a guaranteed spot in the grand finals for Haisamido. It was well fought by both teams, but just goes to show winner's bracket is not everything. Once Haisamido figured out the playstyle of their opponent, they hard countered them with weapon composition, and they made it work. Alright, so that is going to be Haisamido with the points there. A few players going to be happy about that. A lot of points were put on the line for it. Haisamido moved through to the grand final. Alright. Enjoy your channel points. I don't believe you're going to get much for them because that was a pretty overwhelming prediction. Alright, we move on to grand finals now. Let's get prepared for that. Hey, thank you, Shaq, for the raid. Welcome to the grand finals of Lobster Crossfire. You've come at a very interesting time. Alright, here we go, fam. So this is going to be best of 7 for the grand final. This is going to be tough. We have 2 Japanese teams facing off. Heisei Maido, the champions of Lobster Crossfire, many-time winner of this tournament, up against a Japanese pickup team, Zanigiri. Zanigiri? Oh, I'm getting that wrong again. I'm gonna get that wrong so many times tonight, but that's okay. That's alright. Now, our Japanese pickup team, having won the winner's bracket, have a bracket reset in their pocket. Additionally, this is best of 7. So, what we need to see here is 8 games won from Heisei Maido if they want to take this tournament out. It's going to be very tough, but very fair. Just checking chat now to see if we have a lobby ready. I think I have sent a friend code out to one of these players, so I should be able to join them. Yes, it looks like I will be able to. Just need that room up and ready to go. Or maybe I haven't. I thought I had. Maybe I haven't. We will find out very shortly. Okay. Hope we're all excited for some clutch grand finals. Leafy dualies equals throwing? No. So, in Lobster Crossfire, you must have 1 lobster per team. You need to have a dually squelches on your team to participate. So, each team is representing at least 1 dually squelches, whether it be custom or vanilla. That is the rules. That is how this tournament works. Regardless, thank you all for dropping by, and thank you for the follows as well. I turn my alerts off when I'm streaming a tournament for someone else generally, but I can play them at the end if you would like. I very much appreciate all the support for the channel. If you are new here, the Lobster Crossfire Discord and the Lobster Crossfire Twitter accounts are where you can get all your information for this tournament. It runs once a month, so we are accepting any and all participants who would like to play some Splat Zones with some lobsters. I mean, it's not actually a lobster, it just kind of looks like it. That's why it's called Lobster Crossfire, because it's kind of like little claws. Kind of run around with 2 little claws, 2 little red claws, you go pinch pinch. That's why it's the way it is. Alright, just looking into if we have a room. I might actually have to add someone, so you'll have to give me a moment here. Because it appears that I'm not seeing any lobbies, which means I might need to send a friend request, as is the nature of this game. Oh boy. Okay. Man, inputting a friend code with a stream delay is a lot harder than you might think. Okay, friend request sent. That should get us into the game. Oh, we're already friends. Okay, we were already friends. I thought we might have been. We just needed the room up. So hopefully that won't take us too much longer. While we're here, while we have everyone in chat, it is a lobster gun. It is 100%. There is no denying that. While we have everyone here, let's have a quick look at the standings as they were. Let's check out how this tournament has gone. Because we've got quite a few new people in chat here to have a look at our standings. So, we started with 11 teams in our double elimination format. Heisei Maido had the early victory against BitClan, but lost against the Agagaga Warriors. That put them into losers for quite some time. They fought their way through every losers round to make it to this grand final, including beating the team that eliminated them in the first place, which is always rather incredible. Their opponent, Zanigiri, they have not made it through unassailed. Leo's Oomfies were able to take a single round off them, but other than that, they've had a pretty clean run through to the grand final. So very well done for them. So, with all that in mind, we have the stakes set up. We know who we're playing with today. All we're waiting for now is the lobby. Hopefully it will not be too long. Okay, the room has been made apparently. Unfortunately, I'm not quite able to see it yet, despite the fact that I do have this person added. Ah, there it is. Excellent. The room is up. Great. We are ready for our grand final match. Let's make it happen. Alright. I don't know how long it's going to be for our players to get into this match, but what I do know is that this is going to be quite the tense grand final. I'm also going to need to put in both of the team names into our overlay here, so we're going to switch over. This is now grand finals. I've got a moment here to get the text in. Starburst won our last event as well, so the fact that they've come 4th today is pretty wild. Pretty dang wild. Alright. So, our alpha team, the team on the left of our scoreboard, is the team that has the bracket reset on their side. I believe the team name is pronounced... I will give this one more solid try. And then the rest of them I'm going to butcher in the heat of the moment, but that's just how it goes. So their team name is Zadigani. Zadigani. Alright. That's it there. Okay. They have 0 points currently, and the bracket reset on their side. That's what that means. That's what that is. You know, one day I'm going to invest in a better stream setup so I don't have to just put this as text on the screen. But that day is not today. Excellent. And their opponent, Haisai Maido. Frequent winner of Lobster Crossfire. Zadigani. Is that right? I think that's right. I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, phonetically, because it is phonetic. That's just how it be. Anyway, we got that. We got that squared away. So this is the scores as they stand. We are doing a best of 7. This is the grand final. Both of these teams have guaranteed themselves $40 US, but the winner doubles their prize money to $80 US, and additionally, they get a Sendo badge of a little lobster, because it's Lobster Crossfire, and it looks great. Players are absolutely going to want those, 100%. I'm going to set up a prediction for all of chat. I've told you how these teams got to the finals. So now all you need to do is pick the winner. It is just that easy. Does Haisei Maido mean anything? Yeah, it does. So I believe we've previously described that it means... Oh, I got a friend request. Previously means shy guys, or like roughly translates to shy guy. Something like that. Okay. 5 minutes to get your prediction in. I am going to very quickly... Everyone's going to get to see this, except a friend request. Because that's what I gotta do. I believe, yeah, it loosely translates to... What's in a hey-ho? Or no. Yeah, like, no, what's in a hey-ho is a different team, right? I don't remember. It's been too long. I think it had something to do with Shy Guy, or what's in a Shy Guy, what's in a hey-ho? Something like that. No, that's Hey-Ho Academy. That's a different one again. Never mind. I don't remember what Haisei Maido stands for. It's been a while. It could be that, but it could be something else. Who could say? They could say. We've had this before. I think we've had this discussion once before, so someone could give us the answer, but not today. Alright. So I have received the friend request from the other team, so we will be receiving our other team into the lobby very shortly. Now, keep in mind, that the Alpha team is... Sorry, Haisamido are the hosts of this lobby, I believe. So, wait, are they? Maybe they're not. No, Penalty is not on Haisam. Gee, I'm gonna check the rosters real quick. I'm doing okay. So, Haisamido's roster is... Suri, Sui... Suryu, Sui, Shelton, and Tikotan. And our opponent here, Zarigani. Their roster is... We had it before, we read it out. It's somewhere in chat here, I can just pull it up quickly. Here it is. Oh, no, chat doesn't go back that far anymore. Nope, it's gone. We did get the player names at some point, but that is... Oh, here we go. Q, Leafy, Shadow, and... No, that's the different team. Never mind. Alright, we're not going to worry about it. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but as long as I can figure out which one... Alright, Penalty. Penalty is on... Penalty is on Zanigati, I believe. I'm pretty sure. We're gonna be able to split it. Zadigani, I believe, has Penalty. So we can use that as the judge for who's on which team. There you go. Yeah, Tikotan's on this team. Haisamido are the champions of this tournament for a reason. They have won this a lot of times because they just have a really good Dually Squelches player and they know how to play around it. They don't really have many flaws to their strategies. They're a very tough team to upset, that's for sure. Alright, we're getting our predictions in. Predictions are coming in nice and strong. They're nice and, well, not super balanced, but we have at least some for both teams. It makes sense. It's a pretty safe bet to bet on the team that has only dropped a single game. That is very logical. But, Haisamido, not a team to be trifled with. I wonder if these teams have a history. It's always an interesting thing to think about. Alright, we're getting set up now. Your Alpha team might actually be the right team, so that's good. I think that might be okay. Yeah, languages make this hard for sure. Oh wait, hang on, don't forget to auto-spec. Yesone's got to auto-spec. There we go. Great. Alright, here we go. Our predictions almost run out. You are almost out of time to pick our winning team here. Haisamido with a huge boost in point confidence. A lot of people picking it there. I mean, it makes sense. They've won this a lot of times. Oh boy. Little drama not wanting to accept each other? Oh, okay. Well, that's alright. I am happy to be the mediator here. All in with your 20 points? Oh boy, big gamble. Fat Lapras with a big gamble. Love to see it. Throw it all on the line. Heck yeah. Just waiting on one more player to ready up. We are starting with Inkblot Art Academy here. You gotta have a team to back. You gotta have a team in your corner. Alright, here we go. Our opening game here. Zanigati, the ones on your left, running the Tri-Slosher and the Squiffer, and on your right with the Firefin and double end zaps, that is Haisamido. Notably, Haisamido weren't running the double end zaps earlier in the tournament, but as soon as they started running it, they haven't stopped winning, so they're probably going to be keeping that comp up until they need to change it. Zanigati with the early lead here, forcing their opponent to jump out. Notably, only one splat so far. It's kind of just a game of tete-a-tete at the moment, though, with the Enzap being taken out there with a lovely suction bomb. That is going to be Haisamido pushing in. 3 down on the opponent team. They are in a good position to get some points on the board here. Their opponent's gonna jump out. They know that for a fact, so they don't push it too early. Isomito just need to hold the defensive line here to take the lead. It's not going to be too hard with the Firefin up top, though. The Firefin has been displaced by the Tri-Slosher. That is going to be lead, but I imagine we're going to see a retake really quickly here as Zanigati are pushed forward and making it devastating to move through. Two best dually Scorchers going at it? Absolutely. You love to see it. That is the point of this tournament. Okay. Hisamito still in control, actually. I really thought we were going to see Zanigati in control, but it didn't end up flipping the way I thought it was going to. Hisamito, with only 30 points between them and a KO, it's looking pretty damning at the moment. I think they're going to be taking the first point here. 10 points left. Not enough specials for Zanigati. They're going to throw out the Inkstorm in an effort to get neutral. Tri-Slosh is pushing it as well. Will it be enough? No, it will not. Hisamito taking the first point. That's going to put them on 1. Now they need to get to 4 points here to get the bracket reset from their opponent. And then they need another 4 points to win the tournament. But as I said, the team from the winner's bracket, Zanigati, they've made it far. They've only dropped 1 game. But that does not make them infallible. They have yet to face off against their opponent so far in this tournament. And as such, there's a lot of sizing up going on here. They've seen the double N zap now, so they might try something to counter that strategy. Remains to be seen. We will have to hold on to our suspense here. We are seeing no weapon changes from Hisamito, and that is hardly surprising. Again, I don't think we're going to see a single change from their comp until they drop a game. That just seems to be how their team rolls here. Whereas we have Zanigati taking some time here. Manta Maria definitely plays differently to Inkblot Art Academy. And they do not want to lose this advantage that they have built up. They want to take every point they can away from their opponent in the hopes of ending this as quickly as possible. Alright, game 2 here in this best of 7 grand final. Everything to play for. Ooh, a K-shot. I did not expect to see a K-shot coming out today, but we have a K-shot coming out from Zanigati, as well as the Tri-Slosher, a notable choice for this map, and the Vanilla Jet again. I love the Vanilla Jet, Tentamissiles, and Toxic Mist. We're not seeing a lot of Toxic Mist from them, but we are seeing a lot of Tentamissiles, because it means they can keep the pressure on from a distance. They can paint and turf and fill up that special meter in no time, while keeping themselves out of harm's way, and then use that Tentamissile to immediately refill their ink to keep that pressure on. It's a very good weapon for that. Alright, first splats going in favor of Zanigati as they push forward onto the opponent territory here. They are quite far forward as well, putting a bit of a chokehold on their opponent for now. Keeping the Inkstorm in the back pocket until just the moment where they need to dodge out. They probably will jump out here as well. No, the Ink Armor is going to give them renewed confidence. They're going to climb up the wall and just try to stick it to that Firefin. Hisamito are not able to find entry here. Zanigati really choking them out. They have finally managed to reach a neutral, but already 13 points remaining. A devastating scoreline to be looking at here if you are a Zanigati fan. Already the hold is not resolute. I don't think we're going to see as aggressive a play here from Hisamito. They really do want to keep their opponent at bay, but with only N-Zaps, I think they're going to have a hard time keeping their front line secure. And as such, they're going to have to play a bit more of an evasive game. You're going to have to catch their opponent unawares here. We have Siri pushing through with these dualies, just being an absolute nuisance. And chipping off everyone's armor. They haven't got any splats yet, but they also haven't gone down. And because of that, they are a thorn in their opponent's push back into the mid here. With that, Hisamito able to regain control of the map. 2 members down on their opponent's team. It looks like they're going to be able to take the lead here. Hisamito primed for a potential victory. Yeah, it's looking like that will be the lead take. And without any specials to back themselves up, I don't think Zanigati are going to be able to put a penalty on the board. The Tenta Missiles do go out, they do manage to get neutral for a little bit of time, but with only a 7-point margin, they need that penalty, and they get it. Zanigati buying themselves some time, they have a 65-point penalty to get through, but my goodness, are Haisamido making it difficult. That is an entire team wipe against them. Haisamido building that armor back up, ready for the retake. They are in a very good position here. Tenta Missile's going to land far away from the zone and give that NZAP more space to retake and build special on. I do question the frequent use of Tenta Missiles here, but I guess if you've got them, you might as well use them. Alright, Zanigati trying their best to regain control over this map. Unfortunately, without any splats to their name, they're going to have a very hard time against the sheer turf output that Haisamido are offering on this match. They do manage to get one there with a lovely bomb, but unfortunately, Zanigati not getting the player count they need. They are losing time here with only a minute 20 left on the clock. They've got a big penalty to get through. They are finally finding the picks, however. We don't see it on stream, but 2 go down on Haisamido. That is their chance to re-enable that chokehold they had earlier in the match. Look at this. Dually Squelcher and Tri-Slosher teaming up with Tenta Missiles from the back. There is no entry point on that side of the map. Their opponent is going to have to push up the left side here. And we have the Toxic Mist in position to shut that down entirely. Look at that. Perfectly using 2 Toxic Mists to shut down their opponent. Only 15 points of penalty left. Unfortunately, the neutral's going to come through from the specials that we're seeing from the side here. The Suction Rush is going to be devastating, but no additional penalty being applied, and 2 members on Haisamido going down means that we have a good chance for Zanigati to take this match out. They are very close to taking the lead, and they do! And I think they're going to get a KO as well. Amazing work, Zanigati taking their first point in the grand final due to an incredible set of chokeholds they were able to put onto Manta Maria. They were able to hold that fast choke point twice throughout that match, allowing them to get very good continuous runs of points. That proved critical for them winning that match. Lots of little holds is good, but one big hold is much better, especially in a case like that. So we are now 1-all. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. I wonder if my voice is going to hold out. Maybe I'll take it a bit easy for this next one. We're going to Piranha Pit now. Zanigati changing their weapons effectively for that match. Will they keep the weapons they've changed to, or were they more of a map-dependent pick? Yeah, Tico not exactly landing as many shots as they needed to in that match, but it is not over yet. One game is easy to concede. Admittedly, the grand final, you got a lot of breathing room. You've got a lot more breathing room if you're the team with the bracket reset on your side, but generally, you can afford to drop a game or two. And now that they've lost that round, it will be interesting to see if Haisamido will change their weapon composition now that they have lost that game, or if they're going to keep it. Yeah, regardless, these are going to be some close matches for sure. Okay. Teams are readied up. Let's see what's changed. Piranha Pit, definitely more of a chaotic map than the last one we had. You've got a lot of side areas to get around those zones in, so if you're able to stay under the radar, you can really mess up your opponent's defensive line. However, if you play too brazenly, you can get shut down very quickly by some alert callouts. We have no changes from Haisamido once again, and we have the Bamboozler coming out here for our opposing team. Haisamido dropping 3 players in the opening 20 seconds. That is devastating. There's going to be some very early points for our pickup team here. They've been doing very well so far. Alright, we're seeing a bit of a return offensive here. Haisamido trying to break in, making a dent in their opponent's line. Unfortunately, not quite able to do it. No penalty applied at all. It's very hard to apply a penalty on this map, that being said. Neutral, very easy to get. Penalty, quite difficult. We could just see the slow tick down to victory here. This could be a very quick round. We do have the Tri-Slosher finally getting taken out by the Charger up top here, who is in a very strong position to make some decent damage onto their opponent. Especially with the Bomb Rush pushing in as well. Haisamido are so close to getting penalty, but they're 2 players down at this point. They're not going to be able to make it happen. No, that is going to be Haisamido down again. Brutal. Zadigani in with a very strong chance at winning this game. 2 minutes in, they have only 20 points remaining and no penalty applied. They just got to hold their opponent out for a little bit longer. And they have got this one in the bag. Ooh, not quite enough damage, and the chase proves ineffective. Sui, no, that wasn't Sui. That was the other Dually Squelcher player. Really trying to get those final hits, but unfortunately they overextend to get them. And Haisamido able to get a splat there. However, Haisamido not able to regain control over the map, and that is going to be a KO, a 100-0 in favor of Zanigati. Amazing stuff. That puts them on 2 points now. They are 2 points away from taking this entire tournament from their opponent. Will Haisamido change their weapon composition now that they've dropped 2 games, or are they going to stick with it and hope for better maps? That's what will determine how this goes. Oh boy, okay. Muscle Forge Fitness next. Haisamido not dropped around on Muscle Forge Fitness as far as we've seen on stream. They know how to play this map very effectively. I reckon their current comp, pretty decent on this map as well. The Bamboozler and Tri-Slosher could be a point of concern, but I reckon they would be able to deal with it here. I reckon they'll be able to deal with it. Time will tell. Additionally, Muscle Forge, you tend to see a lot of last-ditch pushes because the zone is so close to spawn that you can just roll up with all the specials you've built up in the last 10 seconds. Neither of these teams are running many safety precautions. I mean, I say that. We've got double armor zaps on Haisamido, so like, they can hold out against some specials. But generally, I don't know if these teams have the defensive kit to prevent the damage that they might take. Alright, we have the Vanilla Jet coming out again for Zanigati. Didn't work for them last time, but this is a map that has a bit more open space at the roof. Might be able to make that work for them in that case. Alright, early splats go in favor of Zanigati, 2-1. Make that even, actually. With the Firefin picking up the slack there. And they're able to save themselves with the Splash Wall as well, which is going to mean that Haisamido are going to be in control for a bit. Not for long. They've lost 2 players. It's just back and forth at the moment. Firefin, the only one left in position here. They have the Bomb Rush, but they're probably going to wait for their teammates to arrive on the scene. Haisamido are going to take this one at a nice regular pace. Also of note, they've ditched the double zap composition for a Kensa's shot. So both teams running the Kensa shot now. Maybe a bit less armor and a bit more offense is what Haisamido are thinking. Ooh, lovely pick there from the Firefin. Not able to get the double, but enough to maintain control over the zone for the time being. Gonna head to a neutral here, and probably a penalty with that Tri-Slosher. No, the Tri-Slosher's gone for the K-Shot instead. They are going to apply that penalty in the end. Alright. Enzap looking for a target to drop onto. Doesn't find anyone in their close proximity, so they have to extend a bit. Tenta Missile's going to make it a bit harder for them to maneuver around and take off a bit of their damage. hit with a few dinks there at the back. Busting out the armor now, we have 3 members up on either side. We're going to see a big old slugfest in the middle here. The Dually Squelchers win out. Unfortunately, they're pinned down by the Charger now, so they're not able to rotate onto the zone very easily. Luckily for them, their teammates do the rest. And that is going to be Zanigati in control and close to taking this match out. We've seen some excellent work from that vanilla jet so far. They are throwing Tenta missiles out like you wouldn't believe. And with only 15 points remaining, the Firefin taken out, it is going to be a last-ditch effort from Haisamido to get onto this zone. They've managed to grab neutral. They are shooting from on high, but if they lose their players here, that is going to be this round done and dusted. A fight happens down below. They're not able to take it out. Ooh, and a lovely double shot there from the Zanigati Dually Squelchers. They get 3 members of the opposing team. The Tri-Slosher finishes the rest. And we are now at championship point. Zanigati 1 point away from taking it all. Haisamido not quite able to hold on there. They picked a few fights and they weren't able to keep them. Amazing work from the Dually Squelchers on Zanigati though. We saw it at the end there. They got a triple to hold on to that match and they were all 1v1s at some really weird angles. It's not the comps I'm used to seeing from Haisamido, and they're not getting the results I'm used to seeing either, so I wonder if a return to form is required, or if their opponent is just outplaying them here. I don't know if there's much you can do as Haisamido against such a strong and resolute defense. Time will tell. We move on to Wahoo World. This is championship point. This is going to be for all the marbles. If Zanigati can take this out here, they take the championship, they take the 80 USD, and they take the lovely Sendo badge, which looks like a lobster. Now, we've seen a lot of Wahoo World today, and usually we see players switching to a longer range weapon to back their teams up. We've seen E-leaders coming out here. I would not be surprised to see Zanigati running their jet again. It seems to be working very well for them, and it gets a nice bit of range on this map. Do Haisamido have a weapon in their kit that can play that longer range game? Usually, yes. But I haven't seen that weapon come out from them today, so I don't know if they have the players they need to make this map go their way. So they're either going to need to be very heavy-handed with flanking, or they're going to need some luck. Here we go. Championship point for Zanigati. Haisamido need to win 3 games in a row to bring it to the bracket reset. Certainly not impossible, but definitely challenging. Welcome to Wahoo World. Alright, we do see a significant composition change with the Bamboozler and Squeezer coming out. That is going to make up that range difference to a degree that I was talking about earlier. Whereas we have Zanigati running a more traditional composition for their team. The custom jet is something we've seen a lot of times today, so I'm not surprised to see it again. Alright, early control's a bit back and forth. A lot of the fights seem to be happening underneath the zone to start with. Penalty looking for that flanking splat, but the opponent Dually Squelchers is aware of the situation. And is, oh, a lovely bomb! Backed up with a few shots. Excellent splat there. That is going to put Haisamido in a good position to get some early points on the board. Alright, a bit of pressure applied underneath the bridge there is going to mean that Haisamido in with a decent chance to hold on at the start here, and 3 members go down on Zanigiti. Yes? My goodness. I'm getting tired. Oh boy. Haisamido with a strong hold here, setting themselves in good stead to take this tournament back from their opponent. 30 points remaining. Ink Armor coming out now from the NZAP. NZAP not quite able to land the shots they need to make this one happen. We've got 15 points remaining now. Time is growing short. No specials on Zanigiti. They are able to get neutral. Can they turn it into a penalty? They need that penalty real bad, but they lose 2 players. They lose 2 players. They're not able to get the picks in time. The Inkstone goes out. It's not enough to cap it. I think that's going to be a Heisei Maido win. Yes, it is. Heisei Maido taking their 2nd point in this grand finale. All right. Oof, that is rough. The try was absolutely locked out of that match. The Jet also not able to land a single pick despite 3 Stingrays. 3 Stingrays and no picks. That is unfortunate. Might have been the map, might have been the changing comp. Hard to know at this stage. We move on to Anchovy now for game 6 of this set. It is still championship point for Zanigiri. They can take this one home here. Want to see the Squeezer again? Yeah, I'd love to see more Squeezer action, absolutely. Anchovy Games, a map that tends to favor your fall-off damage a bit more. I mean, we're not going to see a Splatling from either of these teams, but definitely going to see some clever play around that Tri-Slosher for sure. Minimal changes to the team comps. Got the Bamboo and the Squeezer again. Squeezer does not count a try on this map, you're absolutely right. Try just has domination over those lifts. And there are so many more places where the map advantage is in the Try's favor. So I'm sure we're going to see Zanigiri pushing hard and fast early on to try and secure that map control. They do get control over the zone for quite a while, despite not getting any splats on the board. There's so many bubbles around. Oh my goodness, the Squeezer making it an absolute nightmare to traverse. Very well done there by Heisei Maido. They're able to take the lead, and let's see if they can set up a solid defensive line. Okay, here we have the NZAP just armor farming. Really wish we were watching someone else right now. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. They're able to get a suction bomb out onto the lift, just to try and make that happen. And here comes the armor push. We have a trade out on the bottom. Penalty not quite able to land as many splats as they would have liked, and they are taken out from afar by the Bamboozler. Bamboo, a dangerous weapon to go up against in this circumstance. Only 1 member left. The Zanigiri Heisei Maido are absolutely going to be taking this match bar some exceptional circumstances. With no specials left though, I think that one is done and dusted. Alright, we are getting a game 7 here. This is, so far, the maximum length this grand final could have gone for. Either team now with a chance to take out this set. Heisei Maido, if they win it, bring about the bracket reset and stand on a level playing field with their opponent. Zanigiri, one last chance to end this prematurely and to take home the prize without an additional 7 rounds. Squeezer absolutely won them the opening. Those bubbles were amazing because they caught their opponent's retreat perfectly. We move on to Mako Mart now. Mako Mart is a round we've seen quite a bit so far. We know how these teams like to approach this one. We'll see how it pans out. A lot of tension going into this last game. This will decide a lot. Okay. Just resting my voice here a bit, just in case we do have a bracket reset. Because, my goodness, another 7 games of Splatoon. I'm excited. The mind is willing. To give a Futurama reference at this time. Okay, we are seeing Heisei Maido really thinking over their weapon composition here. No one is locked in. What is gonna be the go? This is grand final stakes here. everything to play for in one game of Splatoon. Mako Mart is a good map to do it on. Absolutely. Okay, we have an E-Leader coming out here. Not a weapon I would usually expect to see from Zanigiri especially, but that is what they are running. Tri-Slosher on penalty is a reasonable choice. Heisamaido keeping their weapons as is. Okay, there go the callouts. Lovely work from the Tentamissiles. I imagine that is everyone located on the enemy team. But Heisamaido with the early combat advantage and getting the splats on the zone is going to allow them a nice, easy early cap and some decent points to start with. Squeezer almost has the bubbles ready to go. They're just shy of building it. Those will be devastating in the upcoming defense. That being said, with the Inkstorm rolling out for Zanigiri, they're in a good position to make something happen here. Bubbles come out as a defense. Not quite able to use them on the offense like they would have probably liked, but Heisamaido able to clean up the enemy team regardless. Grabbing out that Tri-Slosher and grabbing the zone back, even while the opponent is in an aggressive position. Zanigiri's Dually Squelches finally able to get some movement out on the board, gets that clean double with the help of their teammate. He managed to jump up onto the platform here, and that is a wipe on Heisamaido. This is the momentum that Zanigiri needed if they want to take this one out. Ooh, almost gets the pick there as well. Pushes forward to just try and get those last shots in. Doesn't quite land it. They do take the lead. They have the special ready to go as well. Ooh, Bamboo takes some pot shots. Almost takes out the Squelchies there. They are still continuing their lead despite the lack of splats back and forth. We are sitting on a tight scoreline at the moment. If Zanigiri can hold on for a little bit longer, they can guarantee themselves this championship. They have taken 3 of the enemy down. It is all up to this end zap for Heisamaido, and they go down as well. This is looking critical. If this doesn't work out, it is going to be curtains for Heisamaido after fighting for so long and so hard. They're pushing out over the zone now. The opponent has complete control over the area, and that will do it. Zanigiri taking the grand finals in a 4-3 clutch. Incredible work from both teams. Heisamaido definitely looked like the comeback was coming, but the last minute counterpick on the E-Leader, the good plays with the specials, and that last minute hold, Zanigiri take Lobster Crossfire 8. That is our tournament. Thank you very much to our players. Thank you to our audience. And congratulations, Zanigiri taking home the 80 USD, taking home the lovely Sendo badge, and the title of winning Lobster Crossfire 8 as a pickup team, no less. Incredible work on their behalf. As always, thank you to Heisamaido and our other teams for participating as well. Hope you had a good time in this tournament. You have fought admirably. An incredible result all around, and an amazing last set there. You love to see it. Thank you to chat for sticking with us through this tournament as well. Hope you enjoyed watching along. If this content was the kind of content you like to see, Lobster Crossfire runs once a month. Once every 4 weeks to be more specific. If you follow Lobster Crossfire on Twitter, or if you jump on the Lobster Crossfire Discord, you will be notified when these events are upcoming. You can sign up for them. I'll be the one streaming them 9 times out of 10, so you can also give a follow on this channel here, and you will get access to all of those streams when they go live. Oh boy, what a tournament. Alright, well chat, I think that is going to do it for this stream. We've seen everything we need to see. I always love to give a shout out to Yay. You've seen them in chat. Yayflower is our moderator and tournament organizer. They pony up the bill for this tournament themselves. So if you want to support more local homegrown tournaments like this, I've set up the donate link on my channel below. Doesn't go to me, it goes to them. So if you want to donate to further Splatoon tournaments, there's a link for that as well. Or you can just give your thanks to Yay in chat. Give them a nice thank you for all the work that they do behind the scenes in running these tournaments, especially because this is an international tournament. We've got Japanese teams, we've got AU teams, we've got NA teams. It's crazy organizing all that, so they deserve all the thanks in the world for getting these tournaments to run. Alright, I have been Yeson. I hope you've enjoyed Lobster Crossfire 8, and we will see you next time for more Lobster Crossfire action. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, and the stream VOD will be on YouTube. Forget to mention that, but those will be available on YouTube as well, so you can always watch them back. Cool. All right, bye.